Welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good
No.
afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. Thank you very much, people. You are all very welcome to a post-match carnage with reference to Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. And as you can see in the title, it says Nunez, Nunez, Nunez 3 times. Should be really twice because he scored twice, but we're going to speak his name. We're going to praise his name. We're going to speak on the player, his future, his everything about him. Everything about him. We will discuss him. We will praise him where we need to praise him. And we will criticize if we need to criticize others. But people, thank you very much for joining us. Today was a game that in every title winning season, there's always one game that you think, you know what? It's the one that changes the momentum, the whole vibe, the whole feeling. And I want to start with you, Mo. First and foremost, the panel is there. Yaz, Roms is there. Mo's there. Drifty's coming. Montel is coming. Everybody coming. Everybody coming. And welcome to you all. But Mohammed, I want to start with you. In a week where it's fair to say there was quite a bit of negativity flying around Liverpool Football Club, transfers, lack of contract extensions, lack of wins, lack of, because that would have been third game without a win. What did you feel going into this game? Did you feel the pressure as well?
Before I start, can I just say, Nunez.
Let's go.
Now let's go back to your question. Going into the game, I'll be 100% honest with you. I wasn't feeling too much pressure. And it's maybe a little bit opposite to what everyone else is feeling like, because I'm in a group chat with all my Liverpool mates. And a lot of them are a couple of years in the media, you know what I mean? So they're like, oh, we bottled the league. It's over. It's a wrap. All of this. And that was the narrative that was all across social media because of all the things that you listed. Obviously, we drew our last two games. The lack of transfers and the contract signing, and everyone's like, "Oh, we've bottled it. It was so reactionary." And I was just like, "Yo, tranquilo, man, relax." Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's January. No leagues are won in January. Do you know what I mean? And the one thing I said to them is, Brentford is a must-win game. We have to win that game for momentum's sake. Absolutely, like it's very important that we win that game. But even if we don't win that game, I'm still not too concerned about our chances with the league. And the reason why is because I think all of us have got PTSD. I've got PTSD as well of Manchester City.
100%.
I kept on telling them, listen, the people that are chasing us, it's not Man City. If this was Manchester City, if Manchester City were at their pinnacle, their peak, and they were amazing, right now, yo, forget about the league. Let's just, carry on. Forget about it. There's no point in even talking about it. I'll be literally be scared. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, going into the game, I guess a mixture of the two. A little bit, feeling a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, I was thinking, listen, still a long way to go. And I'm more than confident that this Liverpool will win the league.
Nick T says, big up, Grizz. We said 4 points out of these 6 would be awesome, and we got it. Big up to the panel as well. Yaz, me and you, obviously, we chat on a daily basis, but the vibe was these 2 games away from home will be pivotal, and we will need to get, I was saying in the group, we need to get a minimum of 3 points. Like, even if we lost 1, we can't draw 2, if you know what I mean, because 2 draws are worse than 1 defeat and 1 win, if you know what I mean. Basic maths. Fine margins, because wins gets you 3 points. We get the draw against Forest, and we all believe that we should have won. We wanted to carry on that momentum of that second half. We didn't want to start like the first half. But going into this game, did you feel, I know you felt the pressure, but let the people know, like, what was your vibe? How was your vibe going into this game as well? Like Mo was saying, he didn't really think it was the end all and be all. We needed to make a statement, whether it's by performance or by mentality.
Bro, you know what? All week, bro, literally, I'm a nervous wreck, though. When it comes to Liverpool playing, bro, I'm one of them ones who just reads too much on Twitter, bro, and that gets it to me. You know, I'm one of those ones. And I'm like, you know what? As long as we don't lose today, I'm good. Because, but away games, I don't think there's a single away game. I really mean this. That's a walk in the park. It isn't the previous years. I've always preferred back to the Alex Ferguson era. I felt like, you know, going to an away stadium was, you know, if you've got the better team, you're going to win the game, right? now you go to teams like Brentford, look at their forward line, bro. That forward line can score against anyone. Yeah, I mean, within the league, especially at home, bro, with their fans behind them. So I was happy with a draw, bro. And all week I was like getting nervous, thinking, and again, it's the Arsenal fans, bro. You know, when they're just giving it all the 4 points behind you. And, you know, like, how did they get from, 8 or 9 points, whatever it was, now down to 4? And then obviously we've got a game in hand. And like I said, bro, when I read these things, bro, I start getting nervous. I thought, you know what? Avoid the defeat and I'm good. But getting the max points, bro, especially in the way I think because the win came so late, bro, the manner. You know, these last minute winners, we can't underestimate them. We've not had a lot this season. We've had a few, but I mean, like, but we had 37 shots, bro. Like, that's the highest in slots been there, yeah? And to think we nicked it right at the end, bro, and especially with our guy Darwin doing it, I thought, you know what, bro, I was
your guy.
over the moon, bro, over the moon. And I think this set us up nicely, bro. We set us up nicely, man, honestly.
100%. Roms, I tweeted at the start of the week, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just me. Everyone tweets their opinions, and everyone is entitled to tweet their opinions because that's what Twitter or Facebook before that, whatever social media platform you have, whether it's small, whether it's large or whatever, you say what you feel, and you have to stick with it. Or you're not, sorry, when I say you have to stick with it, you have to just stand by it and give some logical reasoning for why you say what you say. And my logical reasoning to say what I said at the start of the week was fine margins are madness in football. Like, we were a goalkeeping masterclass away from saying what a comeback victory against Forest. Because that Forest keeper made some mad saves in the last minute. To suddenly on Monday morning or whatever day it was the following day to, oh my God, we've blown it. Oh my God, we're not making our contract extensions. Oh my God, all three are leaving. Oh my God, Nunez has got a bid from Saudi. Salah's going as well. And oh my God, Arsenal are going to win the league. Fast forward, 3-4 days, we've put in a pretty much a similar second half and 37 shots. Suddenly, everyone's bouncing, flying again. And Arsenal, an hour later, obviously done what they've done. We'll touch upon it as well. It's fine. This game is mad for emotions and fine margins, isn't it? Especially at the highest level.
Do you know what, bro? Echoing what Mo said, I was quite relaxed about this game because I actually predicted a win in this game and a draw against Forest. The reason why I predicted a draw against Forest is because what Nuno's doing there is very good, and the way they've built their squad and whatnot. But I just thought, under the lights, midweek away, we're going to get a point. But I said after the Forest game, I think we go on a 4-5 game winning run, including this game. What do you mean? I said, it won't be. I think when you start predicting wins, people think you're just assuming it'll be easy. I said, no. We're going to have to be patient. This game today was everything I expected because Brentford, they're no joke. I think we've only beat them once since they've been in, before today, obviously. I think we had only beat them once in 3 since they've been in the Premier League. So it was never going to be an easy game. And Visson and Bremo against the top 6, they loved it. I've actually got a friend that supports Brentford, and he says it's against the bottom half teams, they're not really on it. But against the top 6, they're on it. And what are the top 6 games? The ones that the masses watch. So Visson and Bremo are normally up for it. But Grizz, I was seeing your tweets early in the weekend. I'll just say to everyone as well, just calm down. Just calm down. And the reason why I've got so much confidence that we win this league is what Mo said. If it was City 6-7 points behind, I'm like, I've been down this road here. We know how it goes. But it's Arsenal. We've got winners. We've got a World Cup winner. We've got a core of men that have been there and done it.
Yes.
They don't. They might have players that have done it at other clubs, but they've not won anything with this current squad as a team at Arsenal. So that's where my confidence comes from. And you know, we will drop points, but so will they. So we have that buffer. And by default, that means, in my opinion, I think we win the league. But I think today we're going to get into more detail. But that our manager on, so that's who I want to give the most credit to, because the way he counteracts teams, and right, you're going to make that sub, I'm going to make these subs, and I'm going to go and win this game now. And like you said, Grizz, we were bombarding them all game. I always like to give smaller teams credit when they set out to nullify a top 16. I give them credit because they implemented their game plan. I hate when people say, "Oh, they're parking the bus." What do you want them to do? They don't.
Got to do what they got to do. They got to do what they got to do.
They got to do what they got to do. But today we just had to be patient, and I knew we'd win. I said to my boy at 85th minute, "We'll get a late winner." I don't know who will score it. I didn't think it would be Nunez. Look at that. But we'll get a late winner here, and I just knew. And that's the beautiful thing about this club. We go to the end, and like you said, Grizz, I remember your tweet earlier in the week. Even though we drew against Forest, that second half, so you saw enough. You saw resiliency. You saw a team that looked like title winners. And like you said, we conveyed that into this game. Because you're right. Sells had, I don't want to bring it back to this game, but Sells had a Courtois performance. Remember when we lost the Champions League? He had that performance where he turned into Superman. He's saving everything. And we deserve something from that Forest game, right? And we conveyed it into this game. And I think we go on a winning run now. But I'm so proud of the lads, honestly.
I'm gonna hop us back to the opening lineup, Mo. Yeah. Obviously, a couple of decisions always are contentious. The team the spine picks itself, but there's always a couple of players on the outskirts, whether it's a fullback area, one of the midfielders, or one of the forwards. So there's always one or two contentious decisions to make. Obviously, Tsimikas v Robbo is quite topical. Tsimikas gets the nod. The midfield three, I think, pick themselves. I don't think there's too much arguments, lads. And then obviously up front with Jota being frustratingly out again, we had to make a choice between Darwizzy. I'm going to call him Darwizzy today. Just for today, yes. Please don't get carried away. Just for today. All right. Your boy Darwizzy and Diaz. Or was it Diaz or Gakpo and then Nunez up front? Was you okay with the way we set up in terms of Diaz goes back to this position? And we can all discuss about, is this a long-term thing or what? Was you okay with that?
I'll be honest. I think I posted in the group as well that I'm done with seeing the Luis Diaz number 9.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah, okay. I'm done with it because I feel like it's Luis Diaz playing on that number 9 position is just something that we kind of stumbled on a couple of months ago against Leverkusen. But I just think when we play with Luis Diaz in that number 9 position, it's just not effective for us in attacking terms. And I don't think Szoboszlai and Luis Diaz work that quite well together with each other. So I had a feeling like, obviously, if Jota's out, and there was rumors going around that Diaz was sick and that he didn't train on Thursday, but he trained on the Friday. I would personally wanted Nunez to start, even though I'm his biggest critic and I'm not the biggest fan of Darwin Nunez. I'm just thinking when Nunez plays, he is just a chance magnet. Whenever he plays, something happens. We call him Captain Chaos for a reason. Like, he just gets himself involved and in the thick of things. And you can never take away his endeavor. You can never take away the spirit that he shows when he's on that pitch. That's one thing that we can never criticize for him. We've always criticized him about his technical ability and the opportunities that he constantly misses. But the one thing you can guarantee when Nunez is on that pitch, he's making some decent little runs. He's going to be in certain good positions. And we've always known that. I was hoping and praying Jota would have played. Like, I thought Jota was nailed on. After that Nottingham Forest second half performance, I thought, yeah, this is Jota now. He's going to take us on for the second half of the season. Fantastic. It's going to be great. But obviously he got injured. And then Diaz came in. But then I thought, all right, cool. And the other thing about Diaz playing in that 9 position, I feel like it takes away a lot from Salah. It can't be a coincidence that when Diaz plays in that false 9 position, Salah's numbers haven't seemed like the same. I can only recall, if I'm not mistaken, the Tottenham game, he definitely scored Salah. And the West Ham game? Yeah. But apart from that, and even if you look back as well, like the Leverkusen game, I know that, like, obviously Diaz scored a hat-trick in that game. But for like 60-odd minutes, the game was just completely flat. And attackingly, we didn't look that much of a danger, if you can recall that game, until Curtis Jones put a lovely through ball in. Go on, Rons.
Can I just stop you there, bro? I think Diaz, because I'm of a different opinion to you. I think Diaz's wide days are done, and that's testament to Cody Gakpo. He's been stellar there. But the reason why I say it's horses for course is because teams that have low blocks, I agree. Diaz in that false 9, it doesn't really work. Me and Monster speak about this earlier. I think against the bigger teams, and that's when he's had the better performances. I think Real Madrid, he played there. I think Leverkusen played there. Because they come out at us, he drags centre-backs all over the place, and that provides space in behind for like Gakpo and Salah. So I think it's the better team's false 9 works. But I agree with you. I think low blocks, you might want Nunez, because Nunez might just try and shoot from far, and it might go in the top bins. Do you know what I mean? So
going back to that Forest game, literally the way he was just like floating out of position, he was he was in centre mid. Murillo and Milinkovic were like, no problem, mate. You go down there. We're gonna just stay in our position.
Yeah. And do you know what it is, guys? Sorry.
I was just going to say all credit to them, because that's their setup. That's the way they want to play. And Brentford are pretty much the same. You're not going to see Steph Vandenberg and Collins chasing after Diaz.
Yeah, they just stay. Yeah.
You know, so that's what I thought a proper striker would make sense in this game. But I think you made a great point about Diaz's days at left wing being numbered. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking that the more and more I've seen this team and the more I'm seeing the structure of this team, I'm thinking this summer's going to be a big surgery. And I think
Yeah.
might not even be here next season, but I think we can save that chat for another day.
Yeah. Please,
yeah.
let's not drag, because you know the chat love
Yeah,
rumors. Let's not get the crowd. By the way, there's 300 of you guys in here. Smash up the like button.
Smash the like.
Mighty Reds, come on. You know we're trying to reignite this channel. I've been lazy, and I'm still being lazy, but come on, we're active. Liverpool's active, we're active, channel's active, everything's everything. Yaz, what's your thoughts on the Diaz striker?
Bro, you know what?
Scenario? Where you at?
I personally believe, bro, you know, Diaz, I think, like brother said earlier, I think with Diaz, I think he's on the left, I don't prefer him no more, bro. I don't think I don't know why I'm the only one who thinks he's actually lost a bit of pace as well. He's not as rapid as he used to be when he first came, and he was like unbelievable. I think he's such a breath of fresh air, but I think Gakpo under slot, bro, has just been unbelievable, man. I think that's probably the reason why they've got to start Diaz through the middle, but I personally believe we might even get rid of him and Nunez too. You know, I think the way they're moving, I think both of them look like they're on their way out, and he's probably got just using them as, you know, whoever's playing better on the day, or, you know, Diaz ain't your iron out striker, bro. I don't think he's causing problems through the middle anyway, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not a fan of him playing through the middle. I just think on the left, maybe if Gakpo's having a bad spell, bring him on off the bench. But through the middle to his Jota and Nunez for me, man.
Suj sends in a super chat. He says, big up, gents. Big up, Suj, man, every single time. He says, hit the like and subscribe. People give the content its dues by running up the likes, and that's from an op, because Suj is an Arsenal fan. But love for the love. Big up, Suj, every single time. Quorum says, Uncle Grizz on the cake rusks. If you know, you know. I'm actually not. It's custard creams.
Oh,
and they were full earlier on, man, and I'm going through them at the rate of knots, brother. At the rate of knots. Do you know what, guys? Look, can I give my opinion if you don't mind? Not long. I'm not going to take too long. I'm old school, yeah, and you know, I grew up watching Man United bust up low block after low block after low block, and the way he used to go about it was just to put forwards on the pitch and goal scorers on the pitch. I'm serious. That's what Fergie used to do. He never mixed it up in terms of false nines, and obviously it wasn't a thing back then. And I'm not, and I don't want to go back too much, but you just and Man City do something similar. They didn't obviously put forwards because they hardly play with forwards, but Man City would flood the box. If you know how Man City's goals are scored, they're cutbacks and 4 or 5 man in the box. Cutbacks, 4 or 5 man in the box. Cutbacks, 4 or 5 man in the box. They get behind 4 or 5 man in the box, because that's how goals are scored. You have to have bodies in the box. I agree. I think there is a future for Diaz in that role, but not maybe Diaz himself, if you know what I mean. So what I mean by that is, I think I love the profile of our 5-6 attackers. And for me, one of you guys said it earlier on, is horses for courses. So if the need for a Jota type attacker is there, and we mix it up with Diaz and Salah, then so be it. Or if it's Cody Gakpo, Salah and Nunez Day, so be it. I'm trusting this coach more and more and more to use the apparatus at his disposal to do the surgery that he needs to do on each team. I'm sorry, I may be bigging him up too much, too early, but I believe you give him the tools, and I think he will choose which one he needs. You know, like the head surgeon says, yeah, pass me the scalpel. Yeah. I don't even know the names of the tools, man. Help me out here, man. I'm going to start saying pliers and shit.
Spanner.
Yeah, spanner, screwdriver. But obviously surgeons don't use that shit. Yeah, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. I reckon he knows which tool to use. Now, it's going to have its rough games. Like today was a rough game, and the other day was a rough game where it's not going to suit or it's not going to work. But give him time, and I just love the profile and the variety of our attackers. Like, they all got different traits. You was going to say something, Roms?
Do you know why I love it as well? Because when we're rotating, obviously you've got Salah and Gakpo, you'd probably say out of the three are the mainstays, especially in recent weeks, months.
Mm.
But when you have that constant rotation, it should reduce risk of injury. And we know, in my opinion, we're going deep in all 4 competitions. we're going to need everyone as fit as possible, as fresh as possible. And you're probably going to see another lineup for Lille now, where the front three could be maybe it could even be a wholesale change in the front three. You never know.
Has to be though, I think
Yeah,
it has to be.
Has to be, because I think our next game after that is Ipswich, which, listen, should and football don't go hand in hand, but we should get the 3 points against the Rat. But I love that we have a variety, and I love that we're constantly rotating the front three, because we've been so accustomed to Firmino, Mane, and Salah on the clock, where it was just them three. We just knew who was starting. Where
it was the same three.
And this is a bit, obviously, any three we put out won't be to that level, but it still keeps the players fresh. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like if we can keep rotating, and it also confuses the opposition, because they're like, 1 minute, what's Slot going to go with today? So I love it. I actually love it. I'm happy we don't have a regimented front three.
I think that's a great point. Go on, what was you going to say? Yes?
No, I said I agree with you, bro. Fully, Rob. I think that's absolutely spot on, bro. I can't even add to that, man.
No, that's you're a bit rubbish, then, if you can't add to that.
I think the last few games, though, it's just
yelled it, bro.
I think over the last 5-6 games or so, it's just been Diaz in that striking position. That rotation hasn't happened, and maybe because Jota hasn't been available, and obviously Nunez was suspended against Nottingham Forest. But I'm hoping, and you're 100% spot on, Rams, going forwards, that we can do that rotation. We can put Diaz into left wing. We don't have to play Gakpo every single time.
Yeah.
Put Diaz left wing, put Nunez up front, Gakpo left wing, Jota up front. You know me, rotation. We need to see a bit more of that.
Big up my man, Big K, up in the building. He says Nunez sent me for my MRI buzzing, man. Machine almost broke. Big up, buzzing. Kifa, if you're back, I've sent you the link anyway. If you're back, jump on. If not, I understand completely. Hope everything's good. Hope everything's well. People have been asking about where's Big K. Big K will be back very, very soon. All the man then will be back. But yeah, listen, we're gonna get into the game. Roms, come to you first. It was a comfortable start because, like, I think Yaz was talking about, or someone mentioned, Mbeumo and Vissa, in my opinion, are as good as any pair of strikers in the league. Like, they cause danger for teams on a regular basis. So to contain them and obviously not give that early goal away that we've been doing every game, and to carry on the momentum from the first game, it was vital we made Was it vital we made a solid start or a quick start, in your opinion?
I think it's a bit of both, because the reason why I would say quick start, because I think similar to the Forest game, I think we had 3 shots in the first 6 minutes. The Forest game, I feel like we started to pepper them quite early. What made us a bit reserved is Tsimikas getting that early yellow, though. He didn't really need to do that. Big up, Mons. He didn't really need to do that, but I think it was a bit of both. I think it was a solid start, and I think it was a quick start, because again, you have to nullify Vissa and Mbeumo. That's one of the main things you have to do, and I just feel we did that. And I think Konate now, if I'm being completely honest, and me and Mons spoke about this, he's not been fully fit, even though he's been playing. I think in our last few games, you can tell he hasn't. I feel like today he was back to his best. Like, you can tell that niggle's no longer a niggle, and I just think we started very solid. The sound that had a chance quite early, and it was a good save by Flecken. I can't remember who from our team it was now, but I was like, that's what gave me confidence. This is going to be a good game. We, like you said, Grizz, we conveyed how we ended against Forest, came into this game. It wasn't no sluggish start. And like you said, we've been conceding goals. I think it was only before today, 3 clean sheets in our last 11 games. And that's something none of us have mentioned. We got a clean sheet as well. As much as we won the game, everyone's forgetting we actually didn't concede. And I think that's key. That's something we need to iron out our game. But I think it was a solid start. I think it was a bit of both solid, and it was a fast start as well.
As you can see, Mons is in the building. Big up, Mons. As you know, Mons is not white as well. So when you're not white, you're late. We were discussing before, like, only white people are on time. Like, us ethnics have an issue, and it's a major issue. But that's another podcast for another day. We may even do a new channel about these kind of worldly problems. But this is not the conversation for a football podcast. But welcome to the stream, Mons. We've described how we feeling before, and kind of the pressure and the negative vibes going into this week. Boy, football changes your emotions like no other thing, in my opinion. Anyway, each to their own. But football changes emotions and vibes, and especially when your ops suffer the way it did. And not only in the way they suffered from 2-0 up, but seeing that dagger in the last minute, that's just like, wow. It's a game changer, isn't it?
Honestly, you know what it is? It breaks my heart. Nah, it really breaks my heart to know that there's people out there that ain't believe in us. It really breaks my heart to know that they ain't believe in us, man. I feel like all the eyes are consistently on us. All the eyes are always, and rightly so, because that comes to the territory of being lonely at the top. But I think today was a lesson. It was a lesson for football fans, rival fans all around the world to focus on what's in front of you rather than what's in front of your rivals. Because at the end of the day, if you can't finish your own dinner, don't expect to be full at the end of the season.
Jeez.
That's the difference.
Cool.
You know, I feel like, everyone was so caught up in what Liverpool were doing, in how Liverpool were playing, who Liverpool were playing, if
Fixtures,
Liverpool were playing,
forecasting
where
fixtures.
Liverpool were playing. Yeah. Where Liverpool were playing, if Liverpool were playing. This is heritage. This is Arsenal heritage. And at the end of the day, there is going to be twists and turns, ups and downs.
For sure.
But maybe examining our fixtures, it's not good for the health. I want the best for all football fans. I lied. I don't. But I'm still going to give a little bit of advice here and there. I used to examine all of City's fixtures. Where are they going to drop points? Could they draw here? Who's the best player in the team that they're playing? Not focusing on myself, focusing on what's in front of me, doing my job, because what's going to happen will happen in their game, but that's not always the case for us.
You can't control others. You can only control yourself.
You can't. You can only control your own destiny.
As well. That's a life lesson.
Honestly, guys, I'm very feel. You ask me how I'm feeling. I'm very feel. So the bottom line is I don't want to go on too long. I don't want to. I know you guys are in the middle of talking the great talk, but at the end of the day, guys, I'm in a great place. I'm just watching the chaos unfold for the rest of the week. I'm watching the chaos unfold. But yeah, man, I'm so proud of the boys. That is people don't know how crucial that win is. How crucial that win is to Liverpool Football Club, because that should have happened against Forest. Because we deserved that against Forest.
100.
We deserved that second goal. Do you know what I'm saying? And we got an injury blow to Diogo Jota. And today it felt like it could have been the same. Another great performance, but not the result. And I feel like now everyone talks about momentum. We've drawn games back to back before. It happened against Fulham, it happened against Newcastle. We drew back to back games. But the Fulham game was the response. It wasn't a win, but it was a response. 10 men down, and we battered them with 10 men.
Yeah.
Absolutely battered them with 10 men. And what did we do after that? Another winning streak. Another response from the manager. Another tactical tweak. And we went on to do what we're supposed to do. And again, 2 back-to-back draws. Everyone's shouting and screaming, oh, it's happening. It's happening. You know what everyone wanted to say. But what happened again? 2 back-to-back draws and the response. I expect us to go and win our next 2 games. And if we do, it just shows that you got to give the manager praise. Obviously, I'll get into other players when obviously I'm asked about what players I was impressed with. But yeah, man, I think this was another message out there to know that, unfortunately, rival fans, your worst nightmares.
We ain't going out like that. We ain't going out like that.
Your worst nightmares might become a reality, rival fans.
Talking about nightmare for rival fans, man. Big up Drifty is in the building, my brother.
What we saying, people? What we saying? Today is a good blood clot day. What's man saying? What's man? Arsenal undone by 2 crosses and Nunez bags a brace. Do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Grizz, you
In the
see why
90th
we have to wait till Drift comes? Because he needs his Nunes segment.
Do me
Yeah,
a
he
favor.
needs his Nunes
And I
segment.
tell you now to all the Reds in the building, yeah? If you don't love me when I'm down, don't love me at all, yeah? Keep the same energy, yeah? Keep the same. You see that burn that you're feeling that because you want to celebrate, but you don't want to rate him. See that? That's called Nunez burn. Let that, you know what I mean? All Gaston, all them things that I won't get rid of that burn. That burn's right here, burning you. You don't want to. You don't want to love him.
This is why I wanted certain people on the panel today. Yaz and Drift are big Nunez fans. So it's only fair that I shouted them. It's only fair.
Come
And
on.
that's the kind of guy I am. But listen, forget fair, man. Mohammed, come back to you, man. Like halftime comes and we're thinking, okay, this is big 45 minutes because like it's 0-0. We don't look like conceding, but they're having the odd counter attack because they're good players, right? Even Damsgaard's run into a little bit of form, and we know the rest of the midfield was just pure hard work. Even our brother Sepp Vandenberg was having a good game at the back, man. Diaz not he did. Diaz not feeling himself. Salah,
Nico Williams, and he thought,
Nico Williams previous week we're saying, yo, what's this, man? Conspiracy? Are you lot family or what? What you lot doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So half time, was there anything that you thought, okay, we need to do differently? And who was frustrating you? What was the problem?
There was a few things frustrating me. The one thing that frustrates me a lot in the Nottingham Forest game, just to take it back, because I feel like we have to talk about these two in one, in a way.
Okay.
But in that Nottingham Forest game, I was begging and crying out for Elliot to just come on. Because...
Oh, you wanted Elliot?
Yeah, although Elliot has his deficiencies, maybe he's not the fastest player in the world, maybe he's not the strongest player in the world, but in the final third, he's very, very good at finding that little pass, at finding just the right moment to play in somebody. Do you know what I mean? So, and then in the Nottingham Forest game, although we, as it's been mentioned by a couple of people, we deserve to win against Nottingham Forest in the second half. Obviously, Sel's just turned into an absolute monster. But still, I thought like we could have used someone like Elliot. When he brought on Curtis Jones, I thought we could have brought on Elliot in that game instead. And he could have possibly created a little bit more chances for us. And I was just thinking, wow, where is Elliot in Slot's thinking? Does he not rate Elliot? Like, what's going on? He's shit.
Shameless, man. I mean,
like,
we're going to have to...
I've got Nunez too.
Yeah. The Nunez prop is tops.
Fair play.
We slaughtered him last week, so fair play.
Nah, but going to the second half of this game, I was just... There was a few people that were like kind of frustrating me. I think Gakpo as well. Gakpo's been on great form. Like he has been playing very good in goal scoring form for us. But am I the only one who thinks he's become a little bit too predictable for a defender? He's constantly wanted to chop into his right foot. And I understand his right foot is lethal and it's it's a powerful weapon to have. But sometimes I just want him to cut outside and use his left foot more often. He was constantly coming inside and then it was just getting blocked because the way that Brentford were defending, they had the defense and then the midfield is right next to them. So when he was cutting in, there was no space for him to actually go into any position.
And just to chime in, because this is a key moment. Sorry to chime in. You know why you're spot on? Because the one time he did go on the outside, remember he won a foul near the byline. And it created a set piece. So no, just wanted to interrupt there. But yeah, you're spot on.
But do you know what it is, guys? And also, and just to carry on with that, and I'll open it up to the rest of you, because Gakpo is that kind of player. Like, if it's so certain what he does, because I say it's cash money. When Gakpo comes in on that and is able to strike a shot, for me, it's cash money, yes. I think he's one of the cleanest strikers of the football at Liverpool in the Premier League, probably.
Facts.
So if you're great at something, because I think that's a great quality of his, I don't want him to change it up, but I see what the rest of the brothers are saying. You need variety. I do think sometimes he does go on the outside, or are you with Mo and Roms as well? Like he's doing it a bit too much. Because what Thomas Frank is great at is working out your strengths.
Yeah.
And getting his team set up tactically. And Mo's right. Mohammed's right. When he was cutting in, there was always a man waiting for him, like, hey, I was waiting for you. I knew you're going to cut in. I'm here.
Well, you know what? I think with Gakpo, I just think, wingers in general, like I always refer to Ian Robin. Made a living from just cutting on that left foot, bro. He made a living. And, goes down to one of the best wingers to ever play the game for me. But he was just a complete left-footed player, bro. He never went on the outside. If you're that good at it, I don't think you don't necessarily need to change it. I do believe in maybe here and there change it up, go on the outside. But I think he's been so good in the last couple of weeks, bro, or months, I'd say. I just think he's flowing in confidence, bro. And who's to bet against him to just come on and lick one in from 30 yards out, bro? So I just think try and keep doing the same thing. But I think a majority of wingers in the world, they probably all are a victim of doing that. Even if you look at Yamal at Barcelona, so simple, comes on that left foot every time, but just can't stop him, bro.
Yeah, look, Gakpo was. Look, do you know what it is? And I'll come to you, Roms. I thought we were anxious. We were trying to score the perfect goal.
Yeah.
Everything was fine until we got to the final third, and suddenly the efficiency, for whatever reason, and I'm going to ask you, what was the reason? Do you think was it pressure, snatching? Was it the fact that we only scored one goal? We didn't score against Spurs, did we? No, we didn't score against Spurs in the previous game.
Yeah.
We scored one goal against Forest. And then we're coming up to like wherever the minute was, second half, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, and we still haven't scored. So it's just so unlike us, right? I just felt like a sense of anxiety through our forwards.
Yeah. Me and Mons have been saying this. I'd say last couple of games, I think the confidence in our forward line as a whole was kind of at a low. But this is where I have to credit Slot again, because for me, I wanted that double change of Elliott and Jones earlier than it happened, but this is where the man's a genius. There's a reason why I just do content and he gets paid the big bucks to be a manager, because what he done is it's like a chess match. He waited for Thomas Frank's sub, because Thomas Frank brought on what's his name again? Brought on Shaw, their striker, for Yanya. Yeah. That showed that he wanted to win this game. He wasn't trying to play for no draw. He wanted to win this game. And I was thinking to myself, so why have you done this double change earlier? Because I actually would have done some Boza versus McAllister, because I think McAllister was having a good game, but what McAllister's strength is eye the needle passes, putting them crosses in, and Jones and Collins and Van der Bert were cleaning them up. So I was like, you know what, it's not because you're having a bad game, but I think tactically you need to come off. And I think Boza, recently he's been ill, he's just come back into the fold. I think he just needs to come off a bit earlier, right? So I want that double change, but Slot waited for Frank to make his change, then made that double change. And what we need is, for me, I think we needed players that could ball carry. Who's two of our best midfielders doing that? Jones and Elliott for me. So the way he counteracted, and look, it's no surprise that Elliott's involved in both of the goals. Do you know what I mean? And I think Slot is just a gene, and he's done that time and time again this season. He'll just counteract what the other manager does. And I feel like them two in the midfield then brought our attack started to elevate, because that, you know what, we're no longer just putting balls in the box now. We've got two players that are driving through the middle. And where the game was open, you knew Elliott and Jones will have time on the ball, and you know they'll be able to transition because they were going for the game. I think Slot was as he's been majority of the season. He was a genius today, honestly. And I just feel that's what then instilled confidence in Nunez. Because say what you want about him, I know Drift and so I forgot your name again, but I know you two are big fans. But one thing I've always said with Nunez is, to get the chances he has, you have to have good movement. You have to. And that's one thing I said. Jota's my favorite player at the club, but sometimes with Jota is, we know he can be a fox in a box, but sometimes he's just everywhere. You know what we were saying about Diaz earlier, Mo? Sometimes Jota's just in a position he doesn't need to be in. Nunez's movement is elite, regardless what you think of him as a player. And the fact he was there and Elliott was getting a lot of the ball, there's no surprise that when the ball comes in from Trent, who's there? Nunez to tap it in. So I think our forward line was going through a bit of a confidence issue, but I think now Nunez has scored, I think the rest will start to raise their game again.
But there's nothing, as I said, there's nothing, I think it's not nothing wrong. I think it's a massive positive that I don't know of another team, guys, and help me out here if you think. I don't know of another team that's got the profile of attackers in Europe. Like, we've got 5-6 different type of profiles of strikers. I think all of them can pretty much play in all of the positions. Would you say? Pretty much. Like, I know Salah hasn't played on the right, but Chiesa can play across the front three. Gakpo's shown he can play front three. Diaz can. Nunez might be a bit limited, but Nunez is a different profile of striker to the others as well. So everyone's got their strength. And before Drifty and Mons came in, I was saying about, I trust this coach already to know to utilize the weapons in his armory at the right time. But Mons, coming to you, what was your feeling going into that last quarter, man? Were you looking at the subs bench? He summoned Curtis Jones, Elliott, I believe. What are you saying? Or what are you feeling? Who was frustrating you?
For me, I think I have to be honest. I think Gakpo, who I've been so impressed with this season, was frustrating me because again, I don't actually think it's the fact that he cuts in and shoots so often, because everyone knows he's going to do that anyway, and it's still been working up until now.
Yeah,
Salah does the same 3 moves over and over again. He's done it for 6 years. I'm not going to say 8 years, because before the shoulder injury, for me, I thought Salah was a lot more elusive before the shoulder injury, and he modified his game, which is obviously shows top professionality. By the way, I think people don't talk about that enough, how he's changed his game after that shoulder injury. But Salah does the same 3 moves in his latter years at Liverpool over and over again. Round the defender down the line to Nunez or whoever the runner is, outside of the boot cross, or he cuts in and shoots, or he cuts in and does the back post cross. It's the same 3-4 moves. But guess what? You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Because you can't stop it. You see what I'm saying? So I've not got an issue of Gakpo being predictable if you're able to execute it with precision. It's more his execution than, for me, his decision making. Like, you know, like what Rom said, there was times where he did go outside the defender and he got joy. I think Gakpo will always get joy going down the outside because he's so good cutting on the inside. But for me, passes were overhit. Even the reverse ball to Diaz, it was overhit. So Diaz gets smothered by the goalkeeper. I don't actually blame Diaz for that. If you watch it back, the ball's overhit. It's his weight of pass that's been off in these last few games. And I don't expect him to be perfect against Spurs. I feel like he was shooting when he was supposed to pass, passing when he was supposed to shoot, kind of thing. It was more, you know, at that point. But now I just think it's an execution thing. I think he needs to just get that weight of pass back in again, and then he'll be fine. But yeah, that was an issue today. Same with Diaz. The ball for Konate at the start of the game. People forget that first 5 minutes. He has to like backflip.
Oh yeah,
A header where he can just either take it down.
Well, what did he do there? What, he panicked or I don't know.
He
tried to be sexy. Let's just be honest.
No, I don't think he did. You know, I don't think he knew his whereabouts. I thought he's going to get coming. I think he thought he's going to get clattered by the keeper any second and try to just glance it past him, and then you realize
only he knows.
He wasn't aware of how much time he had. I think he wasn't aware of he had more time. And
you know what? I think he was thinking the same thing when he was through and goal against City last season at Anfield. Nothing. It was just instinct. Yeah. That's what I think it was. It was probably nothing. Sometimes Diaz has these moments where he just goes off instinct, and that's fine to have instinct finish at times, because there's times where you need snapshotters. You need snapshotters to so you can catch the keeper off guard. But in that instance, he just, I don't think he was thinking of anything at all. But genuinely, yeah, Diaz and Gakpo were frustrating me because I feel like when Salah's not in the game, that's the time to step up. And again, this is just of recent. This season, I think Diaz and Gakpo have monumentally improved under slot. Like they've improved so much. So that's why I haven't crashed it on them like I would in previous years. For me, I don't like the idea of always relying on your best player. I think that should want you to do better. So yeah, no, they were. I was like the rest of you guys. I wanted to see Harvey Elliott. I even said, you know what, this might be a Nunez game in my watch along. I said this might be a Nunez game. The way this game's going, because at the end of the day, Diaz, because Diaz was tucking in, and when Trent played the ball in the first half, it was a very good cross, and no one was there, and that's when I thought, Jota's not here. Nunez is the only natural striker we have. Say what you want about him. I have my reservations about Nunez, but at least he's there. At least he's there in the position. It's better to have someone there in the position in the game where you need a goal and it's 0-0 than trying to, you know, move the ball slowly around the box, pass by pass, side by side. That isn't going to win you a league at this point when teams are starting to tire and everyone now wants to tuck in and sit deep. I said to Roms on the phone earlier after the game, we were getting so much joy at the start of the season because we actually played about 5 yards deeper. We weren't actually almost dominating the games as much. We were sitting a bit deeper. And if you actually remember, the Brentford game was a bit more end-to-end at Anfield. It was a bit more end-to-end at times. And if you see the 2 goals, the way we caught them on the transition is how we scored against them. And I didn't think it was going to be any different this game. But now that we have more of the ball against these teams and teams aren't attacking us as much, we have to be more potent in transition. We have to be. And that's why, for me, I was screaming for Harvey Elliott, because when we are trying to break down this low block, as much as Szoboszlai was good today, I think Szoboszlai, it was one of his better performances today. In those 2 lines, in between the lines. You want Harvey Elliott, the low center of gravity, the little outside of the football. That's what those are the guys you need in those pockets, because that's what's going to get you in behind. You know, in that first and second phase, if you want someone like driving with the ball, yeah, cool, that's fine. I've not got a problem with that. But when you need a goal and you need a low center of gravity, Harvey Elliott's whole thing last year was digging Liverpool out of the mud when we've started games slow. I can't tell you how many goals he got off the bench last season.
He increases the tempos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
so
you know
having a
what,
hand in both goals, for me, just saying, having a hand in both goals, both of them, by the way, it's the pre-assist for one and the assist for the other. And the fact that he didn't get any minutes against Tottenham, and that he decided to, and the manager decided to bring Curtis Jones on instead of Harvey Elliott when we was chasing the game against Forest. For me, I feel like Slot, again, I was critical of the manager for those decisions, but
he
you learn
learned.
your lesson. That's what impresses me so much
Yeah.
about this guy. This beautiful,
Fair.
bold manager is making, he's seeing it and he's going, cool. Next time, I'm gonna run that. And it's worked. And the subs again, one to the other. You can't fool
Do you
it
know
for
what?
me.
I just want to add on to that, to what you said about Elliot, right? I think this is gonna go kind of under the radar, but the way of pass for Nunez's first goal was sublime. And let me tell you why, right? Sometimes in football games, when we're chasing the win, sometimes you can underhit or overhit, and it can get a bit frantic. That way of pass to Trent was perfect. It was so perfect to the point that it ricocheted back to Trent, and Trent was able to assist Nunez. If he had overhit that goes for a goal kick, or if he had underhit that, they intercept and maybe they break. That way of pass for the first one, and you're spot on, Mont. I think, and this is why I have to credit Slot again. I think he just made the right sub at the right time, because when he made the Harvey and Jones sub, the game was getting a bit stretched, and they had this. We're being honest, they had a bit of a spell. Thomas Frank thought, "Cool, I'm going to make this sub whilst we're in this good spell." And Klopp counteracted it, and Elliot was he was perfect that last 10-15 minutes.
Can we just as well that, and Gravit, just wanted to say that the whole because there were points in that game where they did look threatening, but Gravenberch, his protection of Van Dijk and Konate at times is just, I've ran out. I don't know what to say about this guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? What more do you say? You can't call this form. You can't call this form anymore. You can't.
It's him, man. It's him. That's him. That's him. That's what he does. But
What
look,
cheeky
we've been
bastard
calling,
was calling it form?
people saying he's just
I'm
going
talking
through.
about yeah, like, as in, like, it's still like, oh yeah, it's his first season. No. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that.
Let the haters hate, bro. Let the
Well,
haters
Yeah,
hate.
man, I can't.
Talking about haters hating and form and frustration and the game turning into a bit of a basketball match. It's only fair we go to Yaz and Drift, because their boy comes on. He's someone on the subs bench, captain of chaos himself. And I think Slot, again, I know me, Roms and Monsa on the giving his as much praise as we can from his tactical tweaks and thinking. I think he timed this perfectly, lads. I thought he knew, and I think this is where he thought, Thomas Frank, you're a good coach. I like the way you're thinking, because Thomas Frank is thinking Liverpool are going to get anxious for 3 points because they've drawn against Forest.
Yeah.
We're going to get chances to counter attack them. Let's bring on a quick, pacey shade. And who does he bring in on the side of? Trent Alexander-Arnold. But what our boy does, our boy reinforces the running power with Curtis Jones to come on, and then says, Elliot and Nunez, go and do your thing and combine. I love that thinking from our manager, because he's thinking, okay, you're looking to counter us. I'm still gonna bombard and press you. But yes, your boy someone from the bench. You got a big smile on your face already. You had a bigger smile when he was coming on. What are you saying? What are you feeling? You're thinking, yeah, it's Nunez, because you already had draft tweets. I know you sent them in the morning to me. You know what I mean? Make sure you post COs, or I don't know what word you use. I hope you're banned on Twitter for using that word, whatever you use, suspended. But you said something about, hope your apologies are something, like, you know what I mean? Like, because boy Nunez is going to score today. You had a feeling, right?
But I had a strong feeling, man. I had a very good. Undercover, I thought he'd start the game. I don't know why. I just thought he would have gone with him.
I think a few did.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did, especially with Jota being out. I thought he was. That hasn't been great. So I thought, and then obviously because Slot come out yesterday and said that he's got goals in him and he can score at any time and all that stuff. But honestly, bro, I'm just so happy for him, man. I think, you know what? Some of the criticism he received, bro, obviously, Grizz, I've spoken to you about it. Just think, bro, having your own fan base be so negative, bro. Like, you see people supporting, other teams support their players. Like Kai Havertz, for an example, bro. How do Arsenal fans even support him, bro? He's terrible. Like, Nunez, for me, a lot better than Havertz. If you don't, he's never going to be a clinical finisher. Look, we all know that. He's not an Isaac or he's not a Gokeres or he's not one of these, out and out finishers. But the one thing he's got, bro, is he don't stop running. He gets caught offside quite a bit, but he's such a nuisance, bro. For the opposition, you ask any defender, bro, they do not want to play against him. I'd go as far as saying playing against Salah sometimes might be a bit easier than playing against Nunez, bro. The amount of time he's running, he's got defenders, so, on smoke half the time, bro. It's just that last thing, bro. And today, I just really hope that he can now push on from here, bro. And, it's just amazing to see him do that to Brentford again.
Drift, the floor is yours, your boy. We ran up a little... we had a little bit of a chat a couple of weeks back about him, and you was like, you know what I mean? Just relax on him. And obviously since then, there's been rumors and this and that. The way I look at it, right, is I just want my team to win games of football. And if he's able to participate and be effective, then I don't really give a shit how you look to other fan bases. I don't give a shit how you look aesthetically to me, whether you got a left foot, whether you can control the ball on your chest, whether you've got intelligence. As long as you're effective in making my football team win games of football, I love you. And tonight, I love Darwin Nunez.
I'm going to be honest, man. I struggle to understand how anyone can hate him. I can get you can be frustrated with him, but his character, his passion, his effort, I don't think it ever deserves hate. Frustration, yes. Even me, leader of the Nunez army, has actually felt the frustration, the worry, the anxiety. I get it. He does snatch at chances. You can tell he's a massive confidence player, which can
when he came on before you go, when he came on and he hit that shot where Trent went ballistic at him. Tell me everyone's reaction, please. No, I want to see everyone. No, don't lie.
I shouted, "What the F are you doing?"
Jazz and Drift. Was you doing a watch along?
Yeah, I shouted, "What the F are you doing, bro?" 100%. I can't front. I'm not gonna lie about it. I shout, "What the F are you doing, bro?" Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
You know what was mad?
Don't be doing that, bro.
When he shot off.
When he got the ball. When Trent went mad. Trent went mad.
Me and Mons were saying he was just off balance. So the minute you get on balance, the first thing you think to do is shoot.
How about this? How about this? You know on FIFA where you mean to fake shot, and you access. Like that's the moment I'm thinking. Wait, did he mean to fake shot? Did his thumb slip and press circle?
Because why? Yeah? You know what I always say in football? You know what I always say in football? Obviously, it's frustrating because there's a time to do things. But you do have to rate football for trying, because if you don't try, it won't happen. Because if that goes in the back of the net now, we're
but time and place. Yeah, but time and place.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's time and place. It is.
You can actually tell that
I don't care.
You can tell that he's constantly overthinking things due to his lack of confidence. For example, there was a header that he had, and when I looked in his eyes when they showed the replay, I think he was trying to knock it down I can't remember. Was it? Somebody was running on. It might have been McAllister or someone. I think he's thinking, I'm at a stretch. Let me pass it to someone. But really, just go for goal, bro. Then he has that weird shot. And it's like, why are you shooting now? It's like, you can just tell he's overthinking everything. His confidence is all over the place. He's overthinking things. And I've never played at this level, ever. But I've been a striker and I've played in pressure games. And I know what it's like when everyone's looking at you like, I remember going on a 7-game run without a goal. I changed my boots. I changed my shin pads. I started to think, what's wrong with me? Why am I not doing? And I'm overthinking and the relief when you finally get that goal after you've gone games and games without a goal. So, look, people are going to say I'm saying this after the fact. Anyone who watched the watch-along knows I said this from the beginning when I saw the starting lineup, because I think Nunez should have started today. Whether you hate him or whether you love him, whether you rate him or whether you don't, Nunez makes Liverpool play better. I don't care if everyone just also wants to harp on about the fact that he misses chances.
I agree.
He makes us play better. If you look at all the performances in the beginning of the season, apart from 1 or 2, because I think we're brilliant against West Ham and Diaz is up front. We're brilliant against Leverkusen. Diaz is up front. So there's been times, because it's horses for courses, there will be times when Diaz in the number 9 does work.
Yeah,
but in general, Nunez facilitates everybody else. How comes whenever Nunez plays, Mo and Gakpo play better? Because he occupies defenders. He makes intelligent runs. He gives the opposition a reason to not be able to push up and press us more because they're worried about him running in behind, or they just know there's a body there. When Diaz is on the halfway line picking up the ball and doing Joga Benito, what are Mo and Gakpo supposed to do? Do you get what I mean? Like, you're just giving all of the back 4, so 4 of us on 2. This is easy. Even if Mo cuts inside, centre-back just waiting for him. If Gakpo cuts inside, centre-back just waiting for him. If you go back and watch the tapes, you'll see it all the time. And I said this to Matt. We was arguing at the beginning of the game. And he was like, yeah, but... And I'm just like, look, if you don't like Nunez, but go back and watch the tapes and go and watch how much better we play when Nunez is playing. How much more room there is for the forward players. He occupies it. And if a ball goes in, we have an actual number 9 in there. Now, this can be Jota as well. Jota does this as well. It's not just a Nunez thing. It's just when you got a natural 9. But I think Nunez has way more effort than anyone else in our front line. If anybody here disagrees, I'll be disappointed. Nobody puts in more effort and endeavor and running and just aimless effort than Nunez. Diaz is close. Diaz does a lot.
I think Diaz is up there.
I don't think.
But
Yeah,
I think it's Nunez. I think it's Nunez.
I think Diaz. No. I don't think you should use that as a bashing. I know you're not bashing the others, but a slight on the others because Diaz works his.
No, it's not a slight on the others. It's just utilizing his ability to do what he does.
Look, I love him tonight.
I
love him tonight. I love him tonight.
Gonna lie, but you gotta love me all. You gotta love me all the time, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but you can't just love me when we're up.
Broski, we're way too old.
Can't just love me when we're up, man. Everybody loves a woman who stand by them when they've lost their job.
Me and you.
Don't only come around when I get my new job. You gotta love me when I'm unemployed, man.
Me and you.
You get what I'm saying? But you only want to hang out with me when I've got a job. What's going on?
Brother Drifty, me and you more than the others because we're slightly older than the others, yeah? Me and you know, yeah? When them vows are taken, yeah? They're just vows, bro.
Wow.
And I mean, like, practicality in life, man.
Wow.
We know, bro. We know.
We're weird, bro.
No, we know, bro. We know. Come on, man.
Bro, make sure your wife don't hear you say that, bro.
Look, it is what it is, bro. We don't have to love him all the time. We don't have to love. We have ups and downs. We can feel frustrated with him. Don't like. Some days we don't want to see them. Some days we want to.
Oh no, I hear that.
Can't live with them. Can't love without them.
Yeah. I don't want you to leave the house. I just want you to be in a different room. No, 100%.
So look, I get it. First and foremost, I agree with the hatred. I absolutely agree with you. You can't hate him because he's a trier. If the man was crap and he was on a trier, then you can hate him.
But we forget he's a young boy, bro. If you look at his age, bro, he's still a kid. He's from South America.
No, he's not a kid.
No, yeah, this is where you disagree.
25. He's 25-year-old man.
And that's the most expensive signing ever. Let's not do the kid stuff.
Listen, the bottom line is if Nunez played for any other club, guys,
we'd be busting joke. We'd be busting joke.
Yeah. The bottom line is he's for me, he's a trier. I think as a fan base, we love a trier. And some are gonna like him. I think there's no middle ground with Nunez. I think you either love him or you really dislike him. As a player, not as a person, because you don't know him as a person. But I think there's. Go on.
No, carry on. Finish your point first, because I was going to ask a question to the panel. But finish off your point.
I just feel like there's not really much middle ground with Darwin. I don't think he's helped himself. But at the same time, as I said, I think we love a trier. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give him his credit when he deserves it. It's just how often is he going to get that credit? And today, I'm not going to use this as a day to point out Darwin's deficiencies because we know his deficiencies. I think the fact that he's got us 3 massive big points today, I'm going to leave that type of talk for another day when it's needed. I just think, if we can't give him his praise today, when can we kind of give him his praise?
for me, Mohammed, sorry, I know you wanted to ask something, but no. But I think, see, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I think I'm in the middle, and what I mean by that is, I think I can differentiate, or I can differentiate my ego from the actual what I'm seeing. So if I'm seeing have a good game, right? Because before that he wasn't having a good game as well, guys. His cameo was okay. He was running around, but right. So the thing is, I'm ready to praise him. I'm not gonna not highlight him and not have him in my title when everyone knows I'm not a Nunez fan. I'm a supporter though. I'll back him. I'll keep backing him until he's not at this club no more. And I want him to do well, and I want him to prove me wrong. So when he does well, when I see shit, I'm gonna call it out as well. So that's the way I am anyway, and that's the way you should be as a fan of your club's players. Opposition players, we know we run agendas, we know we run narratives. We all love to have a dig about Havertz or Gabriel Jesus or I don't know Haaland when he's not bagging goals. We're saying, oh, he's only a what's the word? Assist. Like if you can assist him, otherwise he can't create nothing on his own. So we like to run jokes and agendas on other clubs' players. We shouldn't on our own, because that means you're just twerking for other rival fan bases. That's why I'm anti. So I know where you men are coming from. I get that. Don't give ammunition to opposition rival fans.
Not even just that, bro. Yeah, like we've had games. I don't know what you'll have experienced, and I love my community, the Coppish community. I love them, but I argue with them a lot about this because we will just wrap up a game, win, lose or draw, forget what the result was. He'll miss one chance in that game, and there'll be people who've had a way worse game, and all the chat wants to do is talk about how crap Nunez is. And I have to just keep giving them a reality check of like, you hate this man so much that the first thing you want to talk about is the one chance he missed in the game. Or he might not even have got a chance that he missed. He just didn't score a goal. And all you want to do is just come and berate the man. But there'll be Trent, Jones, Ibu. There'll be loads of other players that were way worse in the performance. But you're just coming, and the first thing you want to do is just slander Nunez. I have seen Nunez not even play a game. Jota will score. And all they'll do is go, see, that's the reason why Nunez is crap. Jota, why are you talking about Nunez when Jota scores? The obsession is out of control to put down a man who plays for your club. And I just want to point out before Mo asks his question, this is the quality of striker in the world today, whether you like it or not. It just is what it is. We've grown up on the Batistuters and the Shevchenkos of this world. I get it, right? But if I go through every other top team apart from Man City, I'm going to say Højlund, Jackson, Solanke, Havertz. No one has a world-class or a top level striker. I just named all the other top 6 strikers, and I wouldn't swap any of them for Nunez. Don't know about you lot, but I wouldn't swap any of them for Nunez. I'm not saying there's a massive gulf difference, who's the better, but I would not swap any of them. So with Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, if all of them teams don't have a better number 9 than Nunez, doesn't that show you that actually that's just the quality of forwards in the world right now? Because everyone's twerking for Gyökeres. He's good. Wait till he comes Prem. We think he's going to be bagging all the goals like he does over there. Nunez got 31 goals in Portugal. Like, come on, man. Like, people just see other things and they want it. Shiny toy. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. You know what I mean? 2 years ago, people said Osman's the best striker in the world. Now he's on loan in Turkey. I'm not saying he's not good, but everybody told me he was world class. Why is he on loan in Turkey? And he's not even lighting it up, by the way. He's doing all right. Like, come on, man. People need to realize this is the level. This is why it's so important we keep Jota fit. Because you see, in this day and age, he is a diamond. He is an absolute diamond. If Jota was injury-free, he's a 100 mil striker. In this market right now.
That's where the frustration comes from, right? Because Monts will tell you, I was back in Nunez for a good 2 years. I was in the Nunez defense league at you and Yaz, and then sometimes enough's enough. But this is where you're spot on, because the reason why, in my opinion, Nunez will get a lot of hate is because I think when there's fine margins and there's definitive games that could maybe put you 3 points clear or pivotal. I remember one come to my head straight away, the Luton game last year. When he's the one that's continually missing these chances, I think fans start to get fed up. But this is where I agree with you, because I saw Gakpo and Diaz when we played United twice back in the last season, Man City. I saw them 2 missing sitters, and they're not getting as much flack as Nunez. So I get you. It's that people. It's when it suits you. Do you know what I mean? That's where I agree with you. I think some people go overboard with the Nunez stuff, but I know sometimes why it's warranted, because it's that sometimes the pivotal chances to win you that game might not be his fault, but they just seem to fall to him. If that makes sense. It's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even if
Too many
I think
high
people
profile.
sleep on his
He's
assist
had
as
too
well.
many high-profile chances that he's missed. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
I
There's a
disagree.
lot of them. And
Yeah,
the
but
thing
there's a reason. Sorry,
and
sorry.
the thing is with Nunez, like I've always been a big critic of his, but I swear to God, whenever he scores for us, I celebrate more for him than I do for anyone else in the team.
same. I love my boy.
Why is that?
I-
You want it for him?
Why-
You
why
want it
is
for
that?
him?
I
Like,
can
what
explain.
him?
I can explain
Yeah.
because I know how much criticism this lad gets, and I see how hard he tries. So when he eventually scores a goal, like he did today, oh my God, I was so ecstatic that it was him. I was so
Man.
thankful it was him because
You know,
he's
this
a
is
confidence. Can I just finish? He's
Yeah,
a
sorry.
confidence player. You know, Nunez is a confidence player. The more confidence that he has, the better the team will perform. He plays for Liverpool Football Club. He plays for my team. I'm not gonna hate him because he plays for Liverpool and say, I never want to see him play. If this lad has got confidence and he can be effective, as you guys have already mentioned, then that is just a positive thing for Liverpool Football Club. And he is a confidence player, as I've just said. That first goal, as soon as it went in, I was like, oh my God, thank God it's Nunez. Obviously, thank God we scored, but also thank God it was Nunez, because this means now we're going to hopefully see Nunez in the next couple of weeks. Maybe he can play with that confidence, even though it has happened in the past where he scored a goal, like the Newcastle game when he scored 2, and then afterwards he was just like a bit meaty, to be fair. But I don't know what it is. Like, I just celebrate more for him. I just love it. But the question I was going to ask the panel, and it's a bit of a weird one, to be fair, because I don't know why this came across my thought process whilst I was watching the game. But obviously, he took off his shirt after the first goal. Was anyone thinking that he was going to take off his shirt again for the second goal? Because that's such a typical
Robbo
move.
stopped him. Robertson.
No,
ran
I
all-
did it, you know.
Robertson ain't sprint like that in years, brother.
You're lying.
And he taught it again.
Robertson ran over there and said, "Calm down with the celebration. You're in a yellow card." I can't lip read Scottish, but I can sometimes. Yeah.
But wait,
And this is what, bro.
Can
He said,
you
"Calm down."
get sent off for 2 shirt takes?
yeah, I was
No,
just
no, no,
about
no,
to
no, no.
ask that. I was just about to ask that. Can
Yeah,
you?
that's a good
Yellow
Is
card.
it any like a parking fine? Once
It's
you
not
get it, you can leave
yellow.
your car there
Yeah,
still
you
because
guys-
you've already
you
got
guys
the
are
fine.
forgetting the
Drip, are you one of those people, Drip? Are you one of those people? Are you one of those
Drifty,
people
I
that
thought
leave
the
the
same
parking
thing.
ticket there so you're not
Yeah,
gonna get it
like,
again?
No, but then that's something. That's such a typical Nunez thing to do. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
you
even
know-
trying to slander the guy,
do you
but
know
he's
what,
the
Grizz?
type of guy who would just like throw off his shirt again and completely forget he's already got a yellow.
Do
Like,
you know
I
what,
was
Mono?
thinking, oh my
This
God.
is why I have to big up Robert, because Drift read my mind. I was like, hold on, you can't get a yellow again, but prevention's better than cure. The fact Robert
Yeah,
just said,
yeah,
we're not taking that
100%.
chance. We're not
100%.
But it's
taking
not.
that chance.
But it's not even yellow card. Sorry, it's not even taking off your top. If you jump in the crowd, that's a yellow card.
Oh,
If
is
you
it?
Even
go
if you
into
jump
the
in the crowd.
yeah, it's a yellow
yeah. They
card.
call it inciting something,
Something,
innit?
something,
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
you can't.
yeah.
So Robertson was like, calm down. You're our only striker. Jota's out. Diaz, calm down,
Yeah.
calm down. But can I say something about a couple of other players? And obviously we're coming to the end of the show, so we need to speak on the proceedings and obviously what proceeded later in the Arsenal game. But I loved Trent in that last 20 minutes, guys. Like, we've slaughtered Trent. We
He
have.
was superb
We've all
today.
slaughtered. We've all.
I had to be his lawyer
think
at
I
times,
think
I'll
I've
be
watched
honest.
content with you cussing him, you cussing him, you cussing him, you cussing him. You definitely been cussing him in the WhatsApp group, yes. You cussing him out. No, Mohammed, you haven't been cussing him. Oh no, Mohammed, you've been cussing him as well. So we've all been cussing
But
him.
we cussed them because after that United game, like that was
Okay.
warranted.
No problem.
Absolutely,
That's what I
warranted.
mean. We all have cussed him, yeah. Same thing, same energy for, like we said, for Nunez. Bro, the effort that he put in that last 20 minutes, it was like Roy of the Rovers stuff. He was getting the ball, sprinting, showing desire, showing energy, and he was still stopping counterattacks. They were still trying to counter. They still put on that striker that we said on his side. When he plays like that, Yaz,
Yeah.
I think I just think that's when you see him, and then obviously with the assist, like it was so precision. Like, I know it looks like an easy assist, but trust me, you can panic and just blast that across. It was a laser pullback, and I just love when he plays like that. Like, that was his love and passion for his boyhood club, and he's got a title to be winning for this club, despite all the rumors and everything else. That wasn't a kid or a young man, we should say. Now keep the same energy for Nunez and Trent age-wise, but that's a young man who you can't question his heart and desire and attitude. in a tough away game like that in the last 20 minutes. Did you see it as well?
I did, man. I was impressed with him today. But bro, before I say any of the positive about him, the only reason I'm sure so many of Liverpool fans probably agree with this, it's just his defensive faulty, bro. It's just his defensive side, which I don't believe is good at all. It's just my opinion. I don't think you can. I don't think you get any better at it. I just think he's an offensive right back, and that is it. You know, defensively, you know, we could have lost to Forest last week. With Elanga just went through him like he wasn't even there, bro. At that point of the game, we would have been roasting him.
So you don't think you can improve? You don't think a player can improve?
Not like, no, I think defending, bro. Defending's a bit like having a clinical finish, bro. It's either in you or it's not. A defensive, but especially as a right back, bro. Remember Cafu? Like Cafu used to be an offensive right back. He didn't need to defend much. He was just like a defense. Like Roberto Carlos, no one can tell me that he was defensively fantastic. But going forward, he was, you know, an absolute legend. But he's a bit like Trent, bro. Go on, bro. You were saying, Tank, on a.
Do you know what, Yaz? I'm gonna have to disagree with you here, right? I think in the last year to 18 months, cool. Trent's not the best defender, but I do think he can defend. I think with Trent, it's application. There's so many times where he will read the danger. He'll actually anticipate the danger before it happens. But sometimes he won't run for whatever reason. I don't know. Like I was at the United game, and there are certain times he was recognizing the low or whatnot that's free, and he just wouldn't go. I think he's not the best defender, but I think how some people just want to point blank say he's a bad defender or not. I just think he's average. I think he's better than what people give him credit for. But the application kind of clouds people's.
I agree, Ron. He's got absolutely zero application sometimes. But today, when he's switched on, I think he's kind of brilliant at it. If you look at earlier games
when he wants to,
I thought he was brilliant defensive today. Like, I thought he was watching the runs. Do you remember that time when I think it might have been Wisser and Gravenberch made a brilliant covering run because we were all up the field and Gravenberch was there. Gravenberch watched him. He tried to cut inside. Who was there? Bang, Trent, because he also ran back and switched on. Like when Trent's on it, he's good. It's just is he on it? I saw this guy Mark Sane out of the game.
It's not even us.
Like, he can do it.
Most Liverpool fans do think Trent can defend. It's just the narrative that other rival fans and the media. Because he is so excellent at attacking. Offensively, he is superb, and his passing ability is superb. We've got this weird. But the thing, the weird world that we live in. Deficiencies. And they're just trying to find the deficiency in Trent and say, "Oh, he can't defend because a winger's." That's a winger's job to be a defender.
But it is. Look, let's be honest, yeah. From the moment Diego Dallo, you know, against United, right, within 5 minutes, bro, they were licking into Trent. Trent has been a defensive fault for Liverpool for years, bro. All of our goals. If you watch how many goals come on his side, it's unbelievable, bro.
But that's unfair as well because you can look back on Klopp's interview and you can see him explain the reason why a lot of goals happen on that side is because we take a risk on that side. Trent,
I get that, but at the end of the day, bro,
all our goals come from Trent's side. I don't think you can say that.
Regardless of that, but I'm just saying, you know, like I told you, you go for the best example. Last week, I went to watch over that clip when Elanga was.
It was literally the first one. That was the only time they got past him, though.
But that's all you needed. That was the only time.
It's not all you need. Name me a fullback that can't get skin past. Name me one fullback in history now, currently past. Name me one fullback that can't get skin past.
No, like that, every defender in the world, whether you're centre back, you're right back or left back, you will get twisted. Yeah, it's football. But Trent, if you look at the amount of goals, look, it's a proven fact, bro. That
it's
Trent,
not. It's not a proven fact. It's not.
Grizz, can I take this one over for a second? Because I feel like Yaz, obviously, I do feel like you're picking and choosing a little bit because you sat there and you basically admitted that you're a Nunez defender. You're head of the Nunez community, but then you're willing to accept Nunez's deficiencies. And I don't want to be as cruel as this, but Nunez is more deficiency heavy than ability heavy. I think it's fair to say that in a Liverpool shirt. But with Trent, we know he has an application issue when it comes to defending, and we know there's an application issue with Trent. But I just don't know how you can sit there and lean on someone like Nunez who doesn't thrive at more things than he does thrive at, and then with Trent It's just he can't defend because he's been dog walked by players like Diego Dallo on his worst day. Now, don't get me wrong, Trent's worst is really bad. I think that's the thing with Trent's defending. When he has the howler, it's like dog walk. He's getting dog walked for the whole game kind of thing. But the bottom line is, we've seen Trent lock up some of the best wingers in the world.
Yeah.
In the best game, in the biggest and hardest, like in the Champions League final, Son, a fit, fast, firing, both-footed, don't know which you're going, Sane. All of these type of players, Trent has come up against the best wingers in the world time and time again. Now, has he always got the best out of them or the best of them? No, of course not. But I think that in today's game of football, when a player is elite at something, we tend to lean on what they're elite at and just tend to. There's no middle ground to the other side of their game. Salah's an elite goal scorer. All of a sudden, he gets compared to the aliens on football. Everyone talks about how he's a rubbish footballer because Salah is elite at one thing. Frank Lampard was an elite goal scoring midfielder, but the consensus around football is that he wasn't actually as good as everything else because he wasn't as good as Steven Gerrard at everything else. That doesn't mean Lampard couldn't pass. He couldn't dribble. He didn't have defensive ability. He still had abilities elsewhere. Trent, for me, defends in a, and I'm not trying to do a little brother or anything like that. I'm just saying that for me, I don't think people appreciate Trent's way of defending outside of 1v1s. So for me, the way that Trent plays out from the back is a defensive bonus. The way Trent is able to pass through the lines and get Liverpool up the pitch and play us out of trouble is a way of defending that isn't being spoken about. So no, that's not offensive. If we are under pressure and if we've just won the ball back, and you have to make the right decision to play out of the back. In today's football, the way ball is played, Trent is the system. In today's football, Trent has been the system for the most joy that we've seen in all of our Liverpool lives. Well, at least for my Liverpool life. I have to keep it about. If someone is the system, the best players in this world, Hazard, all of these players, Hazard is lazy. But guess what? The best managers will say, you stay up there. Van Persie was injury prone. You're going to train 2-3 times a week. You're going to train less than everyone else because you're going to win us the league. At the end of the day, for me, even though defending is one of Trent's deficiencies, it doesn't mean he's a complete dud. He's just an average defender who has the biggest spotlight on him. That's the way I see it. And I feel like that's the same for every other world-class player, but the best managers will cover your deficiencies because you know it's going to win them a league. You know it's going to win you a championship. That's rubbish defensively.
You basically analysed all of that, and in the end, you said he's an average defender. That's what the whole point of the whole combo was.
That's what you said, bro.
Yeah, but what I meant was, if you look at him as a defender, bro, it's he's completely off it, bro. He's not a defensive right back. One-on-one, he gets ripped to shreds. And don't forget, Liverpool are an attacking football team. If you see him at Madrid, if he makes that move to Madrid, and he goes to Madrid, and Madrid defend a lot, you will see how many people will annihilate Trent. At Liverpool, we are a possession-based football team. We very rarely let the opposition attack us, but he still manages to somehow let one-on-one players rip through him. No matter who, even Dwight McNeil gave him a hard time, bro. He's done it year in, year out because we're an attacking team, and most of the time you don't need
what about Robert?
You know what?
Then what about Robert?
I don't want to dwell on this too much.
Last week, Robbo has been this season terrible. Before that, he's a mile ahead of Trent defensively, bro.
Before you cut the segment, one thing I just want to say to Mons, even though, because I back in defense of Yaz and you, I think you're both making points, but I think there's one thing we're forgetting. When me and Yaz, for example, are backing Nunez, I back Trent. Trent being a poor defender is not true. I don't agree with that whatsoever. But I won't lie to you though, Mons. You see what the difference is? Me and Yaz, for example, we see the application every single minute of every single game, even if he's not playing well from Nunez. I'm sorry, it's indefensible that Trent is like, I'm not on it today. It's indefensible. That is the problem.
I agree with
the fact that when he's defending poorly, it's because he don't want to defend. Not because he's rubbish. You see, Robbo's just application.
Yeah.
But Robbo's
I agree.
100% Robbo's effort is
It's
A1.
also
Trent ain't
indefensible that
doing the
Nunez
effort.
is
That's the
constantly
problem.
offside. It's indefensible that Nunez is constantly missing chances. It's indefensible that Nunez is constantly doing stupid decisions on the pitch by like elbowing someone and getting yourself a yellow card and missing the next match. That's
doesn't
also
do that
indefensible.
often, bro.
There's loads of things that
And
Nunez
if we
does.
pass quicker, Nunez won't be offside. He's lightning quick. Move the ball quicker and he won't be
Exactly. So
offside.
let him use his brain. He doesn't use his brain. He's constantly
Thierry
offside.
You know what I
Henry
just
sat
say?
down and showed us all that if we
Yes.
pass quicker, Nunez won't be offside so much. I'm just saying.
It's Nunez is also there's a lot of things that Nunez does.
Yeah, it's
Where the
Bro,
fuck's the order?
Luis Suarez was the most craziest Liverpool player ever. So if you're going to attack Nunez for being a nutcase, imagine what Suarez did, bro. Because he was a...
But you're talking, but you're comparing two companies in
I'm
terms of talent.
going to come to that. I'm just saying, you're going to bring up temperament and someone who's getting white. This is what South Americans
Okay,
do.
let me land. Let me end it because it's
Don't bring
split in the
Suarez
chat
to
and it's
it,
split in the
honestly,
feed, yeah?
I'll go.
When we're talking,
Scenario.
listen,
No,
when
it's
we're
not this
talking,
season.
Lads, we're top of the league, man. We're 6 points clear.
no, it's not that. It's not that. When we're talking about traits in players and weaknesses and strengths, we've just discovered. It's like we've discovered it now. Like, are we stupid? We've just discovered every player has good traits and bad traits. Now, if Trent's bad trait is his application, right? I'm happy with that. That's his weakest trait. Well, that's his weakest weakness. That's his biggest weakness is his application.
Yeah.
There is no denying, though, in my opinion, that he can defend. And that's where the conversation started from, Yaz, because maybe you're wording and maybe you can backtrack. It's not a problem. We're all humble on here. You can backtrack because you started off by saying he's an awful defender.
I don't think he's a good defender, bro. I'm going to stick to that.
But there's a difference between a good defender and an awful defender. There's no middle ground. What I'm saying is, if you stick to, but I agree, you can stick to your opinion. No problem.
Right, but I don't think he's a good defender.
That's fine, no problem. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to think. You don't have to think he's a good defender. But to call him an awful defender in such an elite team, in so many elite coaches, I think it's a bit disingenuous to call him an awful defender, especially the way we play. I disagree with you about Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't always defend. They're the most dominant team in Spain, so they're not defending all the time. They will be on the front foot. They will be on the front foot most of the time.
Do you know what I'll take, Grizz? Just now, yeah. Do you know what I just want to do with this whole Nunez and Trent stuff? Have you not seen the meme where the gun goes up to Michael Jackson? You just like put it down. Let's just bring this to a close now.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to praise Trent's last 20 minutes. I thought they were magnificent, but maybe Yaz wasn't the right person to go to.
No, Grizz, not the last 20. Not the last 20. Trent had a great game. He just had a great game, but it weren't even the last 20. He just put his foot on the accelerator in the last 20. That's the point
I was trying to make, though, Drift. Because he done one of those Roy of the Rovers kind of thing. You know what Stevie G used to do?
This is what ball's about. And big up the ads because I love difference of opinion. Imagine if we all just thought Trent was a great defender. Like, we would have nothing to discuss. Do you know what I mean? So I
don't think one of us.
The application was there from Trent today as well. Like there was a moment, I forgot who, I think it was Mbuemo that was through, and it was
he sprinted all the way back and got
and Trent was there too. And then on the other side, Trent's got some space. He takes a shot. We have to give him praise.
That was close, you know. That was mad. That was margin.
But that's what's so frustrating because we played the real enemy and he didn't do it, and that's the thing I can't stand about Trent. That's the thing I can't stand about Trent.
No, we can be frustrated and angry about that. 100%.
He did it. He did it in the Merseyside derby last season, guys, against Everton. Do you remember the stinker he threw up in that game?
Yeah.
Now what's wrong with him? When I don't get it, it's weird, man.
Yes. What point? Yeah. Just from the moment you let Bruno Fernandes run around you, bro. Bruno Fernandes, bro.
No, I'm not buying isolated incidents.
I'm going to think the clip. Watch it again.
I can show you clips of Virgil van Dijk being done by Vissa last season.
Not like that, my brother.
I was at the game. And Virgil made two when they beat us 4-1, 3-1 2 seasons ago. When he made Virgil triple, doesn't matter. Doesn't prove it. A legacy of a player is not about a clip of a player doing another good player.
When he was chasing, Bruno don't run, bro. Bruno's a snake.
No, bro, that's not how football works. You don't judge a baller by being done by another a good player. Bruno's not like a Sunday league player. Bruno's an international player.
You can't let Bruno outspeed you. He cannot run.
I think if we done a vote now okay, about awful defender, whatever. I'm telling you now, 80% would disagree with your
And
opinion.
that's the thing, yes. Also,
I agree with that too. I agree with the fact that people will disagree with me.
No, but it's not. No, but that's not the point. The point is you can't say, look, you can't say he's an awful defender and then say I don't think he's a good defender. Stick to the awful defender. None of us. I don't think one of us. One second. I don't think one of us is saying he's a great defender, unless I'm wrong. I don't think any of us think he's a great defender.
Absolutely.
What we're saying,
He doesn't need to be.
What we're saying, he's a great football player.
He has been great defensively since that United game.
We'll revisit this convo in a big game when he gets skinned alive and we concede and lose again.
The brothers won league titles and Champions League.
Yaz, that's like saying Nunez is going to miss a sitter and cost us the game, and we'll revisit this just because he scored 2 goals to win the game.
I never said for 1 minute that Nunez is a clinical goal scorer, bro.
No. I didn't say. But you don't have to be
but
clinical.
he's not saying Trent's a great defender.
Again, you don't have to be clinical. You don't have to be clinical to miss a crucial chance in the game and to lose us a game ultimately.
He's not a great goal scorer. We all know that.
People in the chat, we're all friends and we're family. Stop.
Yeah.
I just feel like cool. We are. The next time
people are allowed to have rubbish opinions.
Yeah. Gaz is allowed his opinion. Come on, guys. That's the whole point of football.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of football.
Bro, I've always said to Grizz, I've always said people don't agree with me, bro. I'm a very opinionated guy, and my opinions will stay.
Yes, to defend you, though, I don't believe what you said.
Got it on this panel, bro.
What you're saying, Yaz, is not crazy because none of us are saying that he's the best defender to ever live. We're not saying that.
Yeah.
I think where you're coming from is you're going a little bit too far off the spectrum by saying he's completely awful defensively, which you've taken back now. You're saying that he's just not that good defensively, which is fine. The thing is, when I think about, look at Dani Alves, for example, in that prime Barcelona team, you wouldn't say that he was the greatest defender in the whole entire world. He wasn't the greatest, but going forwards, wow, he could impact the game like that.
He was part of the best team ever created. He was part of the best club side ever in the world.
You just said then that imagine, the next time we have a big game, Trent gets spinned. But then imagine Trent in that big game creates 3 or 4 or 5 big chances and we win the game because of Trent. That's the difference.
Offensively, I've always said offensively, I have no doubts about it. Going forward, passing, goals.
So yes, why does every coach he's playing under play him at right back then? If he's such a shit defender, he does.
He's not a regular Grizz.
No, but Southgate didn't pick him. In the end, he realized that he is part of his team.
Answer. Southgate didn't play him, bro.
Are you comparing Southgate to Slot and Klopp?
You asked me a question and I gave you a straightforward answer. You said name me a manager, and I named you one. My follow-up question. That is, are you doubting? Are you questioning the coaching credentials of the Slot and Klopp to Southgate? No.
That's what you're doing. That's what you've done. You said Southgate don't pick him. Like his weight, like his opinion carries more weight than Klopp and Slot.
Bro,
or Ancelotti, who's desperate for him. Is Madrid desperate for him?
Oh, Ancelotti desperate for everyone, bro.
Okay, end of argument. So I just named you Ancelotti, Klopp, and you're telling me about Southgate. We're moving on.
No, because you asked the question, I gave you a straightforward answer, bro.
I know, but it's the wrong answer. It's one of those wrong answer. Next question in the quiz.
By the way, when he's actually applying himself, I say Trent's the top 5 defensive right back in the league. He just don't try it enough. That's the problem. I don't think anyone can name me 5 right backs better than Trent when he's applying them.
I think the best way to sum it up. I think the best way to sum it up with all the different opinions is to summarize it as his worst trait is his application.
Okay.
And his best trait
100%.
is his creativity and his technique of passing. I think that's the best way to sum it up. And there's different opinions in between. Yeah.
Even so, I think the conversation is.
I'm trying to get
the conversation should never, guys. The conversation should never be about can Trent defend? Who thinks he can defend? Who can't? We've had the kid for 8 years. The kid's been playing professionally for 8 years. If we wanted to have that conversation, we should have had it when he broke through in the first team. The bottom line is, are you willing to take his positives,
the deficiencies,
with
the overall package?
Yeah, are you willing to take him? Yeah, so I'm saying, are you willing to look past his deficiencies? Do you trust the manager to hide his deficiencies to win us the biggest prizes in football? And if the answer is yes, then. Yes. And if the answer is yes, if you're willing to take Trent's attacking prowess amidst the deficiencies that it comes with to win the biggest trophies, then a conversation about his defending shouldn't even matter.
Bro, it's just gonna pick.
apart from after Man United.
It's about the fact that
Yeah,
if,
100%.
whether I like the player or not, not like the player or not, I still whether I like the player or not, bro. If he's got flaws to his game, we should just state the flaws in it, bro. So whether he's a good player or not, whether he suits our system or not, or whether he's a fantastic
Nunez.
player. Yeah, like Nunez, bro. You know, if you don't like the guy, today
No, it's not the guy. It's like his.
No, but that's the word.
I don't know him. Like that.
If you don't rate him as a striker, you still celebrate his goals today because they're Liverpool fans, bro.
Yeah, I celebrated Nunez's goal today.
I've always said this. I've never personally. I remember when Rashford spun Trent inside out early on. I've always said I do not rate Trent as a defender defensively, and that's it, bro.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I hear that.
Yeah.
LFC Bader says Nunez. Big up, Unc, in the panel. Thank you very much for choosing the subject. That was a strategic message by LFC Bader. Like, we're talking about Trent and his deficiencies when some of the greatest clubs.
You gotta put some bass on that, though, Grizz, mate. Nunez. You gotta put some bass on that, blood.
My base for Nunez. Now that is what it is. Listen, as I said, I love him tonight. That wrapped up 2-0. Obviously, the second goal. The second goal was the confidence from the first tap-in. Did you get it with Nunez?
Facts.
Did you get it?
Yep.
So the second goal was cut inside, bam.
Yeah. 10 more minutes, he gets a hat trick.
Yeah, he would have got a hat trick.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of momentum player he is. But like Mo said, we had a couple of these false dawns last season. Newcastle, Forest, where the following games he was a bit mid. So I think he starts against Lille as well. And possibly depending on Jota, home to Ipswich as well. So it's his chance to get a couple of goals before he leaves in the summer. But listen, we crossed that bridge, as I said, when we get to it. Obviously, I don't know about you lot, but I didn't really give a shit about Arsenal and Villa after that. But
I did.
No. Hold on, let me land. Let me land. What I meant was in the adrenaline and in the flow, I was like, nothing can stop us because I thought we are going to win the league after our second half performance against Forest. Yeah, as I said it in the group, I said, we're champs. I've seen enough. The effort, the desire, and the application, that word of today, and the skill that we showed in the second half against Forest.
Brother, not yet. I'll let you know when it's time to go. Not yet, bro. People are going too early, man. People are going too early with this, man.
You predicted at the start of the season, Jeff. You predicted at the start of the season.
No, I 100% said we'll win the league from the beginning, but I'm talking about when we claim it. Not yet. Not yet, boys. Not for claiming it. Not yet. I'll let you know when it's time to go.
I'll be honest. I've been telling rivals to fetch you my ale for about 2 months now.
I know you are, bro. I know you have. You know who you are. You're the pit bull that just pulls on the dog walk. It's like, what's wrong with this dog, man? You're just like, bro, calm down. Calm down, bro.
Drift, what is it that you're waiting
for?
Calm
down, bro.
I know what Drift is waiting for. Drift is
a lot of football to be played. There's a lot of football to be played.
Sometimes.
Don't worry about that, man. The football will take care of itself. We won this league, boys. I'm telling you right now.
Mo, 3 weeks ago, I told you to hush up.
In regards to results,
3 weeks ago, I told you to hush up.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the league's
guys. If we'd have drawn today's game and Arsenal won, do you know how different you feel? It's not there yet. It's not there yet.
The margins are still mad fine. The margins are still very
there yet. It's not there yet.
I see us all in Dock Road in May. I see us all for the parade, Dock Road, Liverpool in May. See us all there, guys. With the buses driving past the live building.
I will be there in Liverpool.
I'm going to mute you.
Make sure you're there, man.
Yeah, I think you should, bro. I think you should, bro.
Book your travel, book your accommodation, book everything that you need to do. It's all sorted. The league's done. If you're telling me our rivals is this Arsenal team, forget about it, bro.
Mo, just to echo what you're saying there, do you know why I probably properly claimed it probably about 2-3 weeks ago? Because the way I see it, Drift, is like we were saying, I'm starting the stream. The only team I would have been fearful is City. The gap's too big, the deficit's too big. And look, they go and draw the other day. I don't rate this Arsenal attack. Look, you know what I would say, Drift? Let's say we had drawn, Arsenal had won, and then they signed 2 attackers. Cool, I might start to be a bit skeptical. But the fact with this current crop of attackers, they don't scare me, bro. And by default, and you know what, Drift? We're going to drop points as well. We're not going to win every game to the end of the season. Of course not. People don't go like that. But by that logic, we're going to drop points. Arsenal going to drop points. By default, we've got that 6 point.
No, I hear you.
I think
I
we win
hear
the
you.
league.
But I mean, this might just be rumors, but apparently it's between Gokaris and someone else that Arsenal actually might snatch in this
I'm
last
not
week of
worried
the
about that.
window.
Wallahi, I'm
No,
not
but
worried
if they
about
get
that.
a forward, they're gonna be way more impressive. They
But
wouldn't
you
have
No,
lost
they're
the
not.
games with
you said it is
Look,
very
look,
valid.
look.
Because you said with Nunez, you look at the strikers that are available, like Solankis and whatnot, and then you said when Gokaras comes to this league or that Chesko,
Yeah,
who
no,
knows?
but he'll score more than Havertz, bro. That's the problem. He's not elite, but he'll score more than Havertz. That's the difference.
Griff, you want me to put enough? Sorry, go on, Griff.
Havertz
is
a
I was gonna
donkey.
say, trust me. I was gonna say, look, sometimes listen to me always, right? I'm telling you, football doesn't work like that where you just bring in a striker and it just, you fit the system. Arteta has created such a complex system of way of playing at Arsenal. It's not easy for any player to come in and just carry on and win you
No,
the
I
league.
agree. I agree.
Win 15 games in a row or whatever. Just like it wouldn't be. And that's why I keep saying about, and I know people are going to come for me, FSG Grizz in. You know what I mean? People are going to start saying, just like I'm saying, if we bring in a left back, Slot's not going to just pick him from week one and play him every week ahead of his trusted, say, lieutenants. And I mean lieutenants on their best days in Tsimikas and Robbo. I know they have their deficiencies and bad days, but Slot top coaches don't just bring in a player and just play him from the start. They have to learn the system. Klopp done it so many times with so many players that we can name and mention. Only the elite, like the Virgil van Dijks, step in because they're Virgil van Dijks, by the way. That's why.
No,
Or Suarez when he came in. Even Suarez actually had a dodgy spell at the start.
He took about a couple of months.
Do you get my point? So it's not a saying, if they're getting a Gokares and an Osimhen, they're going to start cooking last 15 games.
No, Grizz. I'm just saying comparatively, they will cook compared to Havertz. That's what the problem is. I'm not saying they're just going to bang, get 20 goals, but Havertz, guys, you do realize he is the hindrance. Like, he's such a poor striker. It's unbelievable.
You know what it is? Not in defense of Havertz, because he's none of our business. He's none of our business. In defense of Havertz, I would use the same analogy that I used to use for Bobby when people used to cuss at Bobby about his goal scoring. And before people go mad, I'm not talking about comparatively skill player wise. No, there's difference of chalk and cheese between Bobby and Havertz. But being functional and useful for Arteta's system, that's what I would compare it. Havertz ain't a goal scorer, but we can't suddenly say he's absolutely useless or a hindrance for them because they have been on an upward trajectory slightly. Obviously, he's stalled now.
Is that because of Havertz?
Maybe.
Can I say something? You're spot on, but the difference is, I know what you mean. For that system, Havertz could work, but the difference is we had two machines either wing. One of their machines broke down. Do you know what I mean? One of their machines have broke down. And on the left, they got two machines that don't really work. But this is what I'll say, Drift, yeah? You know, you're saying Havertz is the hindrance. They bring the striker. With Arsenal, if it's not one thing, it's another. Because I've just read now that apparently Arteta said we're really worried about Saliba. Now, he's their best, if not one of their best centre-back. Apparently, it could be a serious injury. So there's a lot of things going on over that side.
Nah, they'll be all right, though, bro. They got a bag of centre-backs. They'll be fine.
I fully agree with you, bro. One of the things that we really, really understand is injuries, bro. If we just say, for instance, pick up 3-4 injuries, bro, that's our season gone. We just have to pray that we get injury free, bro. If Salah Van Dijk
go, that's like saying, but that's like saying if I step outside, the car hits me. Like, if 4 of our players die tomorrow, all right, we're going to be struggling, innit? Yeah, of course we're going to be struggling.
No, but it can happen quickly, though, Grizz.
It can happen.
Yeah, because it's happened to Arsenal. We're just saying because it's happened to Arsenal, we know
it's happened to us, you man. We've been through that.
And the thing is with revisionism. I think I love revisionism when players aren't here anymore. Because you know when when Mane and Salah would go a game or two without scoring, you realize the whole timeline would be on top of Firmino. Everyone would just forget that he's this maestro. Everyone would forget how good he is. Like, people used to forget that when Salah and Mane didn't score for a game, Firmino would get pelters, pelters. It's because he's gone that we forgot that ever happened. We have people bringing up the 8, the 9, and the 7, and the 11. Like, are these the numbers of a striker? Are these things are consistently brought up. So I understand why any false 9 is scapegoated. It will happen with anyone that plays that role. It could be the lower level where you look at maybe a Xerxes or a Havertz who aren't as good as what we call a Bobby Firmino or like a Thomas Müller, though, like in terms of the top tier. That's just what it is, guys.
And I'm
Like,
sure for me, they went like
they
a year
need
without scoring
to-
at Anfield as well, just to add to
I've
that
already
play.
said with Arsenal, for me, I feel like, yes, everyone needs a striker. We still kind of need a striker. But if you have goals either wing, your guy in the middle only needs about 10 Premier League goals. If you have two gunmen.
But again, but you know what it is? But it depends on how the manager sets you up and wants you to play.
Yeah.
Now, the difference, I think, this time round, because even Klopp, and we know Klopp is a legend and he's our king, bro. Klopp was king of the cop. Let's not get it twisted and revise history, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But what I like about Slot, and this is not a diminishing point on Klopp's tenure, but what I love about Slot and the way he's playing this team is you don't know who's going to score our goals for us. You literally don't. I know Mo is the bagsman and Mo will always be the bagsman, whatever. But you don't know where we're going to score from, guys. It could be Jota. It could be Gackers. It could be Lucho. It could be Nunez.
We do share the goal. We do share the goals.
We do the share goals. So he's operating. He's using us. He's playing us in a total different way as opposed to Arsenal, who are relying on Saka and Martinelli, and Havertz was their so-called facilitator. But now Saka's broken and Martinelli is in and out of the team. Havertz ain't shining. So,
I was going to say, with all those deficiencies that you've all noted there as well, they've still got 16 games to go. And in my mind, and I think we've discussed this before, I think with at least 85 points, you'll win the league. For them to get to those 85 points, they have to win 14 out of those 16. Can you see that happening? With all those deficiencies? Being honest to ourselves.
No, I hear you guys. I hear you. I'm just saying, let's not go yet.
With us on the flip side of that, for us to reach that 85 points, we have to win 12 games, and we've got the affordability to drop 5 losses, not even draws, 5 losses. So I'm just saying, listen,
I hear you guys. I hear you.
We're bringing off the bench an £85 million striker who's gone on to win his game. Of course, he's got his faults and he's got his deficiencies and whatever else. Arsenal don't have that luxury. You look at their bench today, and who could they bring off the bench? They had Sterling. All right, cool. They brought him on a loan. But apart from him, who did they really have? That's
the Arsenal team right now. And we have to capitalize on that. And that's why we're so ahead of them, bro. They've got a serious amount of injuries right now, bro.
Again, this narrative, I want to counter this narrative as well. It's like me and Yaz narrative. I'm not buying this. We've been average and the rest have been, and that we've had it easy. Look at our points tally. Our points tally compares to any one of the last few league winning title teams. Look at us halfway. We've got how many points? Like it's 1 defeat and we're in mid-January, people. So let's not talk us down. And I'm not talking about you lot. I'm talking about people trying to tell us, everyone else is falling down. Fuck you, man. 4 more. Who gives a shit that you've fallen down because you're trying to sprint and you can't keep up and you buckled? You know, one of them ones. You know when you try extra hard to sprint around you and you can't, and then your last few strides are like that and you just bang.
But nobody gave us a blind last year when Mo was out for 3 months, Trent was out for 2 months. We had so many injuries. We had kids in the cup. Do you know what Arsenal fans told us? Get on with it.
Nothing.
So you know what? This is karma. That's what this is. This is karma, because you told us shut up and get on with it. That is what they told us. So karma. But can I ask you a question, Grizz? Because I know you want to wrap up. I'm a little worried, but not super worried. But I just want to ask a question. It looks like history's repeating itself with our king. 3 games now, he's been trash. Are we worried about Mo's form with this second half of the season? Who do?
You're doing the narrative ones.
We say trash, but today
I'm just asking a question.
Can I answer? Because I feel like it's so unfortunate for Mo Salah, because I feel like he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. Because today he created 2 huge chances that should have been goals. In the first half for Gakpo and in the second half for Nunez. Both of them should have been goals, and he could have walked away with 2 assists. And then people would be like,
"No, but Mo, he was diabolical today. We can't act like he wasn't, man.
No, but the thing is,
was shocking today.
But the thing is, he's damned if he. Today he created. Someone just put into the chat. He's created 7 chances today. I've watched videos of those 7 chances. Some of them weren't the best, but 2 of them were stone edge, like literally a gift of goals. The one Gakpo's one, and then the Nunez one. All he has to do is just slice it into the goal. If those 2 things change and he gets those 2 assists, those narrow margins.
The 88th minute when he set up on his left foot when he had done his usual and it was like inches wide. I thought fine margins. I think he was diabolical against Forest.
Yes.
Drift. I don't think he
Yeah.
was diabolical
Not
today.
today.
I
Me,
think
Rob.
against Forest he was diabolical. I think today he wasn't good.
So, but I'm just saying, are we worried about his form? Because this second half of the season thing seems
I'm
to
not.
be a little bit of a.
I'm not. Because you know why? I tell you why. Because it's one of those ones, again, we use that same theory for other players and we have to use it on our own. You can't be mad at the level that he is at every single game of the season. Like, you're going to have a patch. And he's an
You know
old
what,
boy
Chris?
now.
Oh, of course.
He's an old boy.
But when he's having a bad game, guys, I just want him to drop a 5, not a 2. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't want him to have stinkers.
But this is
United-
the problem.
today he
Coaches,
wasn't bad. He
as
wasn't
coaches,
bad.
this is where coaches have a problem, because when you got a man like Salah having a stinker, he's still probably going to give you a chance or a goal or an assist. You take him off, because any other player, you having a stinker, you come off at the 70th minute. Even with Slot now, he done it in the early days. Now he's thinking. Now he's had his time 3-4 months at Liverpool. He's realized Salah is so fucking clutch that he's having a shit game. He might
But
skip.
don't we have to save him from himself though, Grizz? Because we'll run him into the ground doing that. Like, even, do you know what I mean? Like, Mo has to come off in the last 15 sometimes.
Mo
He
ain't
can't
bringing
just
himself
always
off,
play all the time. Like, he's 32. He's coming up
Nah,
33.
if we bought Mo off today and we draw this game, it's pitchforks. It's pitchforks.
Do you know what, Drift?
I don't think
know-
it would be Mo, because he was having
do you
such a poor game. Nobody could just turn around and go, it was a bad decision. He was terrible.
If Jota was fit as well, then yeah, I get it. Like, I don't know, man. It's a,
You
who
know
would
what,
want to be a coach? Who would want to be a coach?
I was similar to you, right? Because I disagree with you. I don't think today was poor. It was just a decent. Me and Monster speaking after the game, I just think it was a decent game. I've seen worse. I agree with Grizz. I think Forest is what you think he was today is what I think he was against Forest. But do you know,
diabolical.
do you know what Salah will do? Because I started to think, is he gonna go on a barren run? He'll just get a brace or a hat trick against Ipswich next week and just shut us up. Just say, shut up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
By the way,
That's
I'm proud of. I was playing devil's advocate. I'm not even saying it. I'm just playing devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Sometimes I think you need to take him off, bro. You need to take him off. But then I'm thinking, be in that position where you got a kingpin, like how are you gonna have the balls and the guts to take him out of the firing line and potentially get you a scrappy winner or whatever it is? But we know he does that.
I know you're saying we have to take him off. We don't run him into the ground, but when you look how he looks after his body, etc. and whatnot, he's a freak of nature. Like, he's not the average 32-year-old. So, and like I think Mont was saying, Mo wouldn't even want to. I know obviously the manager has the final say. You bring Mo off and he's pissed off. Like, do you think the way he looks after himself and whatnot and conditions himself? I actually think he's one of them players. I know he's 32, but he can play every game. He can.
I hear you though. I hear. Father Time is undefeated though, bro. Like, it don't matter how much you look after yourself. I'm not gonna lie.
100%.
You see Mother Nature and Father Time. You don't fuck with
you.
them parents, bro. Like, you
Bro,
don't. You just don't.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
I know that more than most. That's what I'm saying. But listen. Liverpool. I like Mohammed said 12 wins. I think 11 wins, because then I'm assuming a couple of draws in the other 5 games. Because 17 games to go, right?
Yeah.
11 wins. How many points we on?
50.
Quick
11
math.
wins be 33, so 83.
83, yeah?
Yeah.
And we got 17 games to go. So in the other 6 games, I'm assuming a couple of draws at the worst.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. I don't think we lose another game. I think we draw a few games to the end of the season. I don't. You could call me crazy. I genuinely don't think we lose another Premier League. I would say maybe in run a cup or the odd Champions League game, but I think Premier League. I think we draw a lot of games. I don't think draws are worse than losses, but I don't think we lose another game. I could be wrong.
Calma.
Rams is doing one of them AFTV clip up bait ones.
You know we've got Tottenham, Arsenal, and Man City back to back or something like that. Like, bro, there's a long way to go, G.
I hear you, bro, but I just think we're that good. Even we'll still get away with a bad performance with a draw. That's just
we're
how
very nasty to beat. I agree, Rom, we're so hard to beat. We're like that Klopp team where we became so hard to beat. Teams have to do a madness, and then we have to have a stinker. Combine the two, and we might lose a game.
But you know what as well, yeah? When you look at our away record, bar Arsenal in the last couple of years, yeah, but even they have to come Anfield, so it's irrelevant. But you look, we hardly lose at the Bridge. Etihad, I think there's this false narrative. We draw a lot there. We don't really lose there. We draw
Rob,
a
you're
lot.
doing too much, my brother. My brother, you're doing too much.
I'm just
bro.
gassed,
You're
I'm just
doing
gassed,
too
bro.
much, bro.
All right, listen.
You're doing
I
too
think,
much.
look,
thing is,
look,
the next 3
You're
games,
doing too much, bro.
next 3 games will be very telling. I think Ipswich, and then
Yeah.
we've got Bournemouth away, and we've got Everton.
Bournemouth away.
Bournemouth away is scary. If anyone watched that game today,
Trust
they are
me.
so
Yeah.
direct. It's insane.
Trust
And
me.
Right now,
And why
this
have we
is the
got 3 p.m.
game.
games in a row, guys? Why are we
I
the
like that.
title leaders
I like
and
that.
we've got 3 p.m. games in a row?
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
I
no,
don't
I
like
love
that.
that.
We've
We've had no, Drifty. We've had too many games under the lights. That's
Yeah,
where
no,
two of the
no,
girls
but
came
not even
from,
that
under the
one.
lights.
But not even that. Once, not even that. We don't want to do this Arsenal moaning about.
No, I'm not moaning. I'm just looking at the agenda because I tell you what I
Who
love
cares, man?
today.
We take it in our stride. Let's just ride with it, man. Let's
Did
deal with it.
anyone watch the Arsenal game? Did anyone? Because during the game, there was a moment, yeah. Because I'm telling you now, we are watching corruption, and there's nothing we can do about it. The referees are actively doing their best to help Arsenal.
Right,
and I'm
what
not
happened?
just
What
saying
happened?
it.
What happened? What happened?
Bruv, all game, every single foul that was actually a Villa foul, ref will give it to Arsenal, and the Villa
Away,
players
yeah.
will be like, "What are you doing?" And there was a moment, yeah, where it blatantly went out for a throw to Villa, and they said throw to Arsenal, and Rodgers actually Rodgers actually I watched him, I lip
You
read
could
him,
see
and he
him
went,
said
"You
he saw it.
cheat." Yeah, like he
Yeah.
actually shouted at the ref.
Oh,
"You
yeah, and he got a
fucking
booking.
cheat."
Yeah.
Everybody's clocking on to the referees trying to help Arsenal. It's crazy, bro.
Guys, by the way, I heard it was 9 minutes of extra time when it should have been like 3
It
or
was
4.
7, bro, and it should
7,
have been
man.
3. Should have been
Okay.
3 minutes. There was nothing in it, bro.
Check this one out, guys. Red Zabby makes a very good point, you know. Because 3 home Premier League games since 2nd of December over the busiest part of the season. You know how
Yeah.
deep that is? Out of those 17 games, I believe 10 are at home. Someone double check that for me. Someone just double check that for me, because in case I'm using fake facts, out of those 17 games, 10 remaining are at home. I believe. That's the sentence I'm going to leave it on today's show. I believe, we believe as a fan base that Holy Grail, all of that business.
I just wish I was rich enough to hire a private investigator to find out how Arsenal are getting away with it. That's all I'm saying.
I think 10 at home. Yeah. So 10 are at home, boys. That's all I'm saying. 10 are at home. Anyway,
If we beat Bournemouth away, Grizz, I might let you off the leash.
brother, one hand, bro. That's all I'm saying. One hand.
Well,
And the one's just twitching at the moment. It's just like,
let's go.
Just
That's what
remember,
I'm
when you
saying.
walk out in the Champions League final, don't touch the trophy. Just remember that, yeah?
All
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to say also, there's never been a Dutch captain to win the Premier League until this season.
don't clap yet, though. Don't
Mo.
clap him yet, though.
Too much.
No, I'm
You're
with you.
doing too much.
You know
What
you
is
know-
wrong, guys?
Drift,
What
Drift,
is happening
Drift,
here?
Drift, you know where I'm at? I've got one whole hand on the trophy and I've got like 4 fingers. I just need to clutch the final.
No,
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 you're too much.
Rob's
no.
you're
doing
too
with me,
much.
fam. Rob's doing
Nah.
with me, bro.
I've just
No.
got the left hand.
Yes.
I've just got the left hand on it. That's it. That's it. I'm
No.
not doing too much.
No,
Look,
no. Do you know what you lot are doing?
Yeah,
You lot,
look, Yaz
you
and
lot.
Drifty, Yaz and Drifty are too scared to even touch the screen. Never mind the trophy.
No. Do you know what? I'm being cautious, bro.
Yeah.
I'm being cautious. I've just won the
Let's be
lottery.
real.
I've just won the lottery in the shop, yeah. And I know there's a bunch of thugs outside. I'm not going to go
Mohammed-
outside and start
Mohammed
waving the
and
ticket. I'm going to put that in my pocket and I'm going to quickly sneak out. You get what I'm saying? You man, I won! What are you doing, bro?
Drift, you,
Good
you
stuff.
see,
What are you doing?
Drift, you know what analogy's sick for that? You see Charlie at the chocolate factory and he wins the golden ticket and the person in the shop says,
everyone
hide that. When
Yeah,
see
do you
that-
get what I'm saying? You man are like, yo, I won. Like, no. Put that in your pocket and walk out quietly, boys. Come on, man. What are we doing here, man? Come on.
There's gonna come a point where we can't walk out quietly anymore.
I hear that. That's when we've got the machine gun, Grizz. That's when we've got the machine gun. And once you've got the
We
machine
must
gun, I'll
be
let you man
ready.
go out standard.
We
100%.
must be ready. And okay, no problem. I'm gonna take the lead from Drifty. All right, I've said it on stream. What's the date today? It's 11:03 on Saturday, 18th of January. Yeah, I'm gonna take the lead from Drifty. I'm not gonna listen to the young bucks, Mohammed
Why,
and Rums.
bro?
You lot are foolish boys. You're foolish little boys. Foolish little boys. Yeah.
Hey, Rob, still, when they join us, bro,
Oh,
we're already here
okay.
chilling.
And
bro.
I'm
We're
not gonna take the
Yeah.
lead from, Chicken over there, Yaz, who don't even want to look at the trophy. He don't even want to.
I'm not.
He's like walking like behind, like you don't want to come near, like no. Yeah. So I'm not
That's
taking the lead.
PTSD, bro. PTSD
Yeah.
real, bro.
Yeah. I'm not taking the lead. I'm gonna take the lead from Drift, who's saying just relax, calma. But when we go out, we have to
Yeah.
go all guns blazing. Let me
Trust
tell you, Liverpool fan people, fan media, every man, girl, woman, them, fridge, microwave, doctor, cat.
Yeah.
When we go out in a blaze of glory, it's gonna be all guns blazing.
Trust
Because
me.
this fan base, the one that we are going to pip to the title or smash to the title, hopefully, has been the loudest, has been the aggiest, has been the nastiest, has been the most disingenuous fan base, has been the most reactionary, the most grandiose of delusion I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a fan base so mighty and so high, yet so low and so empty with trophies. What are you talking about? What documentaries, social fan media channels, doesn't matter about your might on them. Win sign before you talk. And if my board Dutch manager ride on the scene this season and lift up Premier League,
Bro, he's making ball cool again. If I had a trim, I'd shut it up. If I had a trim, hey, he's making ball cool again.
I'm
Trust
telling
me.
you, I'm busting you lot hard, and I'm telling you, I'm coming for you lot.
Hey, Grizz, ain't it ironic that our board manager might win us the league in the year when it's become an actual criminal offence to cuss a bald man for being bald? I love it, bro. I love it. You can no longer slander the bald man at work.
It's a criminal offence.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah, it's like, you know, like how if you like a hate crime, you can't tease people for being bald anymore, and it's about time because we got no protection. We got no protection.
I didn't know that.
We came in like ninjas, and we're gonna go out all
What's the
guns
opposite to
blazing.
ninjas?
Yeah.
I don't know, just guns blazing.
The
people.
opposite to a ninja is a crazy man who claims something before he's got it, bro. That's what it is.
We need to find that in an emoji, and then I'm gonna use that as my Twitter handle.
So
That's
basically, Mo,
Alright, it's a
in
wrap.
this
wrap.
instance, we're the crazy men.
Shut
Yeah,
up, all of you lot, man. It's a wrap. Mohammed, Yaz, Drift, Mons, Roms, big up all of you lot. Make sure you like, subscribe, people. Peace, love, and tranquility. Take care. All right.
Peace.
Peace.